Well. I see you took my advice, but you'll still need to keep what was given to you, as the scenes of horror grow even more unimaginable. Prince and Freddy will continue to be your tour guides on this carousel of hell, only as long as you keep your nightlight close by to keep the black-eyed children at bay, the poltergeist calm, and the night crawlers hidden. Hit the lights and sit back as we welcome you to Nightlight, a horror movie podcast.
I'm Prince, also known as Head Knight.
And I'm Freddy, also known as Nighty Night.
And this is Nightlight, a horror movie podcast. As you can tell by Freddy wearing a bear suit right now, we're going to be covering the 20th anniversary of Midsommar. Hasn't been out for 20 years, and we're not covering Midsommar. We're covering Obsession.
Let's do it.
Oh, man. Something that has been technically not requested for us to cover, but it has been part of the feedback that we've gotten last year that folks want to see us cover more films that have come out the year that they've come out. So, for example, 2026 is the year that Obsession has come out, and we are in 2026. So, therefore, we're going to be going ahead and talking about Obsession. Super excited because this is continuing our Best Friends Horror Month, also known as We're Just Friends, right? Maybe not after this one, but we'll see. We'll see. Now, this is obviously a very critically acclaimed movie.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
Everybody and their mom was talking about this fucking movie.
A global phenomenon.
It truly is. Yeah. I don't even have the right box office numbers because they keep fucking climbing. I had to change the box office numbers literally 3 times on my notes. 3 times because it keeps climbing. That's insane. It started at $360 million. It went to 360 to 380 million. Right now it's at 400 million, and it has made more than that, folks. It is currently almost $420 million for the box office, but that's fucking insane. We'll obviously jump into all that very, very soon, but before we do that, we have a very, very special EVP that we're going to go ahead and share and talk to us about now.
Hey, Prince and Freddy, talking about Obsession,
hey,
the first time I saw it with my girlfriend, and it was just one of those movies where it just made me so super uncomfortable afterwards. Like, I couldn't even talk afterwards, just seeing all of that. And kudos to everybody in this movie because they acted their ass off, and it's just the uncomfortable feeling of this movie made me like the movie so much. And the thing is, only one person in this movie, Sarah, was the only redeeming person in this whole movie. So fuck Bear and fuck Nikki, because the thing is, though, everybody doesn't really think that Nikki was the issue here, because like, yeah, it's kind of like it's fucked up what happens to her, but the thing is, though, she knew that Bear was in love with her. And for her to hold the idea of her and Ian hooking up and not telling him, like, makes you a shitty person. Like, makes you a shitty friend. And I just want more people to realize the fact that there's no redeeming person except for Sarah, which her fucking shit just... I was so upset when I saw that. I was just like, but damn. It was just like, all right, yeah, it's just this movie, man. It's just like you had to. I had to take a breath. I literally looked at my girlfriend like, I need a breather. I need to process this. But awesome movie, regardless. Awesome movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I love it.
If you would also like to be a part of the EVPs, you can do so by heading over to patreon.com/nightlightpod. That's night with a K. Thank you so much, Johnny, for leaving your EVP. You said a lot of shit there, my friend. You said a lot of stuff there. Right off the bat, there's aspects of that I do see where he is coming from. But I got some quarrels, some beef, if you will, when it comes to some of the characters in this movie. Because I think I might have a slight hot take that I think everyone in this movie is not a good person in terms of being a good friend. I don't think any of them really are good friends to one another.
Even Sarah, at some aspects. We'll talk about it.
Including Sarah, yes. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the aspects of when Sarah is not being a good friend versus when she is being a good friend. They're not good friends to each other. And you can tell that they're like, we're pretty much friends because we work at the same store still. And, we knew each other in high school, but now we work at the same store together. So, that's why we're friends.
I think we could globally agree that Bear is a piece of shit human being and one of the worst villains that we've had in a very long time.
If nobody thinks that Bear is not the villain in this movie, you need serious help. Like, genuinely, something's wrong with you. Like, Bear is 100% the villain in this movie. 100%.
Without a doubt.
He is our antagonist. And it's extremely clear that he's our antagonist. Yeah, first and foremost, Freddie, I'm sorry. Thoughts?
Oh, I fucking love this movie. I mean, I've seen this 3 times in theaters. I bought the movie immediately when it went on available for VOD. It's one of those movies I'm going to revisit over and over and over again. Right now, I believe it's sitting at my number 1 spot for the movie of the year for myself. We'll see if that changes. I'm like, as a cinephile, I'm like, I hope it changes. That means we're going to get more good movies this year. But at the same time, this is going to be a very hard movie to beat. I mean, there's so many layers to this. And I've been a fan of Curry Barker for such a long time, too. I've seen a lot of his comedy sketches. I've been following their page, which is One Bad Idea, on their social media. I've seen Milk and Cereal.
Yeah, it's called That's a Bad Idea for their sketch comedy duo. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we've talked several times about like all of the different types of skits that I absolutely fucking love. Obviously, their shorts are really good as well. I love this cool aspect. Is like, oh, for a movie that is kind of based about friendships, you actually see this real life friendship between him and Cooper and creating all this content and doing things together, where I'm just like, I see a little bit of us when I see them as well. It's like us working on projects, doing things together, and like, friendships and following your passion and following your dreams. I fucking love it.
That is true. I just wrote a movie for Freddie. And so I mean,
it's in the works. It's in the works. Let's just say
that.
that.
It's in the works. I'm super excited.
I'll just say this. The next time you'll see it, I'll be in an owl costume. That's all I'll say. But
I made something fucked up, and I'm happy about it.
Right. This movie is absolutely brilliant. I think this is where... I think the thing that drives this movie so well is the conversations you have after it with your friends, the theories, the different moments, the aspect of it following a lot of tropes and then turning it on its head and kind of going a different direction. The acting. I think this is, literally a performance that you will never forget from Indy, that I even said in my first time watching this back in March when I was at South by Southwest. I'm like, this is Oscar-worthy performance. And I truly do mean that. And I'm so happy that she's getting so much love, and she's fucking everywhere now. Every interview, every like magazine, everything, she's blowing up.
She deserves it.
She absolutely does deserve it.
She worked really hard on this movie.
And I think that hopefully, we'll see. We'll see what happens, because award seasons are always crazy. But I feel like there's enough steam in the engine to get all the way to Oscar season and seeing if we do get a nomination out of this, because I do think out of all the movies I've seen, this is definitely still the best performance I've seen in a movie. So there's that. Other than that, the scares are great, the gore is great, the concept is phenomenal. I love the world building. I love myself some good lore. I love myself some rules and regulations. It's just a well-structured story, and I think a lot of people appreciate that, but also appreciate the entertainment aspect of it all. It's like you can peel back the layers if you want, but at face value, it's just a good horror film as well. But there's so much deeper levels and themes and story to be like told, which I'm just like blown away by. So I'm really happy that we're covering this, because
me too.
Yeah, we need to. It had to happen. If it wasn't now, it's going to be later, but I'm glad we're doing it now. while it's still fresh in everyone's mind.
Me too. Yeah, I'm glad we were able to finally get this available for us, because this was actually supposed to kick off the month, but that was before they extended it in theaters, and I was just like, well, I obviously need the physical media of it. Physically
Pause and
digital
everything.
media
Yeah.
of it, yeah, so I can like pause it and go through it and so on and so forth. I did catch quite a bit of things this time around. I've seen it 5 times so far, and it might be 6th tonight, but I've seen it 5 times so far. The versions that I did watch was obviously the versions that we all seen, but I also watched the director's commentary cut as well, which gave me a lot more additional things, which I have here with additional notes. So I'll be reading a little bit off of those when I kind of catch certain things. But I love this movie too. I think this movie's great. It's really hard right now, and this is a good feeling, but it's really hard right now for me to put this as my number one, because there's 3 other films actually, that I genuinely enjoy so much, and it's really hard. All 4 of those films are battling it out right now for me. And right now, rewatchability wise, this and Backrooms, they're the ones that I want to rewatch the most.
Yeah.
I want to rewatch them constantly and just over and over and over again. So like those 2 right now, rewatchability, both of those have my heart.
Agreed.
In terms of like, holy shit, this is one of the best things I've seen. There's 4 movies there. It's Obsession, Backrooms, The Bone Temple, which, oh, so good.
Just that one
The
iconic music scene is just good enough for him. Just like, yeah,
dude, seriously.
alone. And the Jimmies.
We
Terrifying.
watched that on, we ended up watching that on Night Watch, which was really cool. But and the other movie is Exit 8. I love Exit 8.
yeah.
I absolutely love Exit 8. It's just, it was everything that I wanted from the video game to that movie. It was everything that I wanted.
Perfect adaptation.
It truly
Yeah.
is. It
I really like the
really
ending too.
is.
It's really good.
Me too. It gives it a lot of heart. But we're not here to talk about any of those. We're here to talk about Obsession. I do love this movie quite a bit. I think the aspects of everyone working within this film is really, really incredible. You know, we give a lot of love to Andy Navarrete, which obviously she deserves it. And then Michael Johnston, he also deserves it. But no one is given that much love right now. I mean, granted, I have seen Megan Lawless getting some love as well, quite a bit on like socials and all that stuff, which is great. But it's mainly like that kind of like fan cam stuff. Like if you know what I mean, it's like when people like do those edits, and it's usually like Gen Z people who like do those edits. I don't even know if it's Gen Z. It might be even Gen Alpha now. But like it's when they're doing like those really cool edits of like people that they like and enjoyed them, and they go pretty hard, dude. They're pretty sick I'm just like, damn, yeah, that's hype. like that's hype.
That's a fan base right there. Hell yeah.
For real. But a lot of people aren't giving that much kudos to Cooper Tomlinson.
Well, he's great in
incredible.
everything that they
He's
work
great
together
in
in.
everything.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
But like, I feel like he should be talked about just as much as everybody else in this movie as well. He's awesome. He does such a good job within this movie as well. Like, he plays such a shitty dude. Like, he does not play a good dude at all. And it shows that, like, you can tell just how much he cares about this product as much as much
Project.
about this project. Excuse me. He cares as much about this project as much as Curry does, right? Like everyone involved has like a level of care with it. What's the best way I can say this? Indy's performance feels like it was to boost herself up, right? Michael's performance was to boost himself up. Sure, they all collaborated together on this project. However, they're the ones getting the accolades for their performance. Cooper felt like he was very much there to boost everyone up. Like it wasn't just for him. It felt like it was for Curry. It felt like it was for Michael. It felt like it was for Indy, for Megan. It felt very much like
a support character, literally
exactly.
Support character,
like literally a support, like just a supportive character. Like his performance was really to elevate everyone else's performance. It wasn't like a Leonardo DiCaprio in the room full of everyone, and you know who the main character is. Like, it's Leo. Like, you know, so it wasn't like that. He was acting in support of everyone else. And I think that is just such a great highlight of his character as a person, one, and his character in the movie as Ian. Very, very well done. But the Gush Fest is not done, folks. The Gush Fest is not done, folks.
We're about to be unbearable about this movie.
Yeah, truly, we probably are. Puns everywhere.
For sure.
Sure. Bitch better have my honey. Yeah, let's go and jump into this. Obsession, directed by Curry Barker, released May 15th, 2026, with a runtime of 1 hour and 49 minutes and a budget of $750,000, with a box office, climbing box office, mind you, of $400 million to $420 million. Crazy, absolutely insane. With a rating of 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. What a incredible feat.
I know.
That
less than $1 million budget, and holy shit, it's made 400 times that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Do you ever get those things on your socials where it's called Subway takes? Do you ever get that to pop up?
Where they're kind of just doing interviews with like famous people on the subway?
Yeah, just like random people. So there's one that came out like about a week or so ago, and he asked a guy. So it's like, so what's your take? And he had such a good take, and his take was, no movie should be made more than $1 million. And at first I was like, no, I kind of disagree. But as he went further, it made so much more sense as to what he meant, because he was saying the aspects of like, once you get past that $1 million mark, not all the time, obviously, but once you get past that $1 million mark, you have your ideas that can get so fluffed up because of the budget that you no longer are bringing creativity to what you're doing, to what you're trying to say, to what you are trying to send to audience members. And like the guy was just like, who was doing the interview was initially like, he's like, yeah, but like, you know, I like my blockbusters and stuff like that. He was like, no, that's fine. He was like, but let's say you live somewhere, and he named some small town. And let's say you live in small town USA, and all you have is either an AMC or a Regal. Well, the only movies that you'll have presented to you are these big blockbuster movies, which then is taking away from the culture of everything else. And he named a specific movie, and I'm blanking on the name of it, but he named a specific movie that I want to see that a lot of people haven't heard of, which is a Maori horror movie. And it's like a period piece. And it sounds incredible, but he named that movie. And I was just like, shit. I'm like, yeah, a lot of people aren't going to know that movie's out or exists or whatever. I didn't even know it got a limited release. And that's how much I'm just like, oh, shit. But the other aspect of it was like, they shouted out the horror industry. It was like, look at the horror industry. You know, they had this huge revitalization and renaissance in terms of low budget horror to big box office gains. And they announced obviously Obsession and Backrooms, but the guy who had the take did say something that did kind of worry me a little bit. He was like, Curry Barker is awesome at what he does. He's like, but I'm fearful because if he does get more than $1 million budget, I don't think we're gonna. And he's like, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think we're gonna get that same creative spark that we got with Obsession anymore.
Yeah, I honestly kind of agree with that. I think
I do too.
The aspect is like, as a indie low budget film, it's not low. Well, it is low budget in the grand scheme of things within Hollywood. Your back is against the wall. So you have to do a lot of problem solving. You have to figure out, like, how can we make this possible? How can we make this work? It gets the gears going, if you know what I mean. You have to, because you don't have the resources to solve the problem. You have to solve it yourself. And that also kind of pushes, like, cool, we can't go very big. So then it makes the movie a lot more grounded and a little bit more gritty and a little bit more realistic, because they can't do this bigger, like, maybe set pieces that they maybe wanted to do. But it's like, all right, you know what? we can't do a lot of stuff, but let's focus on the characters. Let's talk about the story itself, the thing that really matters. Even if you have no budget at all, you don't have all these cool cameras. If you have good characters and you have a good story, you can still create an amazing movie. But if you have a bigger budget, sometimes that can be sidelined. And it's like, you know what? Let's focus on the set pieces. Let's focus on the action. Let's explode these cars if we can, which doesn't really help the story itself. It's cool visually, yeah. But then we talk about the whole entire concept of style over substance. And I think that's where, yeah, I can kind of see what he's talking about. It's like, and I think his next movie is still going to be phenomenal because I think that was still during the process of Obsession being popularized, and it's still his creative outlook of like, cool. I'm not, well, I feel like in my eyes, he's always been big, but not like Hollywood big, kind of different type of industry.
Most of his short films have been made for less than $1,000.
Right, and they're all phenomenal. They're all great. They're all good. Character driven. The one that maybe is a little bit more concerning, and especially a bigger IP
Texas
project.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one where we're going to see is like, all right, does he have the same mindset after these two movies? That's probably going to be 2 home runs back to back, because I do feel like it's going to be a home run for his next film, his sophomore film. When he gets the big budget, when he gets a huge IP, he has a lot of back-ends with studios on top of him as well. Yeah. Will it show up? And we'll see. But
we'll see. We'll definitely see. I mean, you and I even had a conversation about that like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
When we were on the phone, where our worry was, you know, when he announced what he was going to do with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, how he said he wanted it to follow more of Leatherface and the Sawyer family. We technically already got that story. Not to say his is going to be bad or anything, but it's just like we've got that story already. So I'm just curious what he's going to do differently, because we got that story in Leatherface where we did follow the family, and bit of a snooze fest, but it was it was like, turns out this cannibalistic family is not that interesting. But you know, not
hungry.
To say that he's exactly So it's just to say like him not being able to do that is not necessarily fair, because obviously, you know, I'm sure people are thinking, they're like, what about Sinners? Great, yeah, no, you're right. You know, that well, first of all, this isn't our take, but it's just the aspect of like, yeah, you know, that doesn't mean that good heartfelt stories are not going to be able to be told with a high budget. It's just, you have to be very clever on how you use your money with that budget, I feel like, in order to keep that same grounded mentality that something like Obsession was able to produce. Because if Obsession had a $20 million budget, I completely think we would have gotten a different movie. We would have gotten Passengers. That's what we would have gotten. So we would have gotten that probably again. So I'm glad he got to make this movie, but I digress. Let's go ahead and hop into this. We open to pro/antagonist Bear, also named as Baron, as Bear for short, expressing his heartfelt feelings toward Nikki. Turns out he's practicing this conversation with a waitress who finds this to be incredibly sweet. Across at the diner counter, his friend Ian calls it gross and that it would immediately turn Nikki off. The waitress chimes in with some suggestions, but Ian turns every single one of them down, awkwardly telling her to leave. Okay.
Great opening.
So, fantastic opening. And this is Chloe Breen, who has been on many projects from Curry Barker and his stuff as well. But yeah, and that's one thing that I also think is really cool that he does, kind of like the Mike Flanagan effect, where he brings in his friends. But I like something that he says. He says this in the director's commentary, and he said it on interviews, where he says that, like, yeah, I love to involve my friends, but only when it's right. He doesn't just do it to do it, which is great. Like, he's just not going to put anybody anywhere. Like, for example, his friend Anthony, not just his friend, his roommate Anthony, he wanted to play Bear, like really, really badly. And Kurt's like, okay, cool, man, audition. So he auditioned for it, and obviously he didn't get it. He still is in the movie.
Yeah.
He still is in the movie. However, he is not Bear. He is, I think he's one of the party guys. He's in one of the party scenes or whatever.
He's like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but sorry, dude, you just couldn't do it. Sorry.
Sorry, it's just not going to work this time. Bear's extremely embarrassed, showcasing so much vulnerability. Ian sits across from her, still giving him some shit advice on how to impress Nikki. Right off the bat here, we're getting a very clear indicator of who these two individuals are.
Right.
You see Bear being kind of cowardice.
Yeah,
It's probably the best way I
quiet, that too
Yeah.
nervous
Like
type of
the nice
guy. And I put in
like,
quotes because there are nice guys out
everybody
there.
knows
There
a
is.
person like Bear.
Right. There are good people out there and they're generally nice, but I do feel like the label of nice guy is also a really bad thing too, where it's like, yeah, you're being nice to get something out of it and you feel like you are owed something
manipulative.
because of being nice and not doing
Yeah.
it because you're generally caring about like a person or not. You have your own selfish needs, which we very much see in Bear, that he doesn't really care about Nikki's side of anything. He's like, as long as you're with me, I'm happy. And if you're not, that's
Yeah.
okay with me, which again, I think we all agree Bear is a fucking terrible human being and a terrible person and is an absolute villain. On Ian's side, this is a great outlook. It's like, no, you're doing this wrong. She wouldn't like
Everybody
that.
also
And it's
knows
kind of
an
funny. But he knows what Nikki likes because he is hooking up with Nikki. And I guess he's giving him genuine advice in a way because it's like, no, she wouldn't like that. She doesn't like this kind of stuff. Which I'm just like, fair?
I would say he knows Nikki to an extent though, right? Because like here's the dichotomy of both of these individuals here. It's the aspect of Bear supposedly likes this chick, but he knows nothing about her. He doesn't genuinely know her. He's not talking to her on a genuine level. Like he knows like some of her interests, sure, but he doesn't know her on a level past that. Ian thinks he knows what she likes, but Ian's just hooking up with her. And he has this assumption of, sorry, spoilers, I guess, for early spoilers. He has this assumption that like, oh no, this is what Nikki would like. This is what Nikki would want and blah, 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 blah. When in reality, Nikki doesn't want to be with Ian either. She's just hooking up with him. Like, she's just like, you're easy. So like, therefore I'm gonna, go to you if I want a little bit of pleasure or whatever.
Right.
And she knows that he's going to always accept it. However, his advice is also just really, really bad advice. Him telling her to just like call her Freaky Nikki. Like,
no.
Why would you
fair.
want him to call her that, knowing that that's
Something she hates?
Yeah, and even Bear brings that. He was like, she hates that. He was like, no, dude, she'll think it's funny. Like, oh, Freaky Nikki. Like, so it's just like, oh.
It's that weird thing. It's like when you're like, oh, how do you flirt with girls? Oh, tease them. You look really shitty today. What? I mean, what? Have you ever seen a Hot Rod?
Yes.
Yeah, that seems like you look really pretty. It's like, what you say? It's like, you look really shitty.
You look
Have a good
shitty.
night. Runs away.
You look pretty.
What did you say?
I said you look shitty. Good night, Denise.
And that's how you flirt with girls.
And that 101, everybody. He expresses that he wanted to ask her out during trivia, but Ian immediately shuts that down because that's his favorite group activity, bringing up that Bear has nothing but time, suggesting that he just waits for the right moment. That's probably the best advice that he gave Bear, was to wait until the moment's right. Wait until you feel that the moment is, I guess, ready.
Right.
This is this is an after shoot as well, for those who didn't know, I guess, or wondering, I guess. Probably nobody's wondering, but for those who didn't know, this is an after shoot. So this was something that was actually filmed after the movie was made. So there's a few little clear indicators to know that this is after the movie is made. Is one, I guess their hair is like one of the other dead giveaways. It's just like Cooper's hair is a little bit longer than what it is in the rest of the movie in this moment. But with that, besides being that, this was added in after some audience testing. So it starts with actually this particular scene that we're about to get right here. Cuts Bear coming home, finding his cat Sandy dead with foam spilling from her mouth. He sobs, finding that she got into his grandma's oxy. Great. Got some good old Oxycontin there. So yeah.
Poor Sandy.
That was That was crazy to just have us kind of open up to this dude's cat just being straight up dead.
And foreshadowing
And even on the bottle,
future.
do not eat, and also foreshadowing, as you mentioned as well. So yeah, it gets some clear aspects of us here. He cleans up the spot where Sandy died before sobbing uncontrollably on his bed. Love the photo booth Polaroids as well. One thing that we can see is that their trivia name is on it. It's the Bass Clef Bandits.
Clever.
But we get this amazing title card straight to the comforter, which obviously this probably doesn't need to be obviously said or anything, but this was practical, so it was made for the movie, which was really cool. It came out really good. While in bed, he's scrolling through Nikki's social media, smiling and getting up when she calls him. He doesn't hesitate to answer as she greets him by calling him lucky for not being at work because it was busy. By the way, this was Indy's real social media. This wasn't her real account, but those were her real pictures from her social media.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, fun fact there. She's playful toward him, wanting to secure their spot at trivia. He doesn't think he wants to go, not sharing the real reason why. Once again, kind of this not cowardice nature here, but like he's trying to seem tougher than what he actually is in this moment, where it's just like, men don't cry. We don't talk about sad stuff. When that could have been a moment for them to initially have a moment, like my cat just died and I'm feeling pretty down. She probably would be like, holy shit, do you want us to come over? It probably would have shifted.
Right. I would like, no, I don't want a lot of people over, but it's like, if you want to come over, that's cool.
No.
I'm just saying, you want to have your alone time with her to say your feelings? That's a good segue. It's like, you know what? I'm not. Well, no, that's awful too because then you're using your cat. That's awful.
That's manipulation. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
No. Don't do that.
The bear costume off. It's driving my brain insane.
Yeah. She convinces otherwise because she wanted to see him, and shares that she's putting in her 2 weeks, calling out that they're running out of time. So here's that other aspect of Ian saying that you have nothing but time, and then we have this other aspect of Nikki saying we're running out of time. And this whole thing, obviously, two separate things, right? But still, it's a great way for them to kind of pin that together, I feel like. The moment is interrupted when she cusses out that she dropped her crystal necklace down the drain. So she's into spirituality and crystals and things like that. So I think what he's going to do next is actually great things. At the store, the Green Man, real store, by the way, this is in Burbank, and they did actually sell One Wish Willows for promotion for the movie for $6.99. Pretty great stuff. Obviously, they sold out. If you didn't get one, I'm sorry. It just was announced about 2 weeks ago of us filming this that Focus Features has officially stopped all production on One Wish Willows. So
wow.
that is it. So those prices on eBay are probably going to skyrocket if they haven't already. Last I checked, they were up to $100. Please don't buy that thing for $100. It's cool. Yeah. It's a very cool product.
3D print it.
Yes. Yeah, dude. Please don't do that. Same. I'm sure they did. Please don't do that. It's really cool, but it is. I'm not gonna lie. It's a very extremely cheaply made product. So it is worth $6.99. It is not worth $100. But if you're that much of a fan of Obsession, I can't stop you. Yeah, probably. The packaging's great though. So there you go. But yeah, the Green Man, the clerk lets him know that they're closing while she's on the phone having a full-blown conversation. This is something that I really like that Curry does in his movies, where even her conversation that's going on the phone, she continues having that conversation in the background.
Right.
And I think that is just such a great way to keep your environment alive. I just think that's such a really, really great way to just continue that. Because usually you'll have the conversation with one person, and if they leave out of the scene, they just disappear. But in this, she's working in a store. So yeah, you should be able to still kind of hear her conversation that's going on and a screaming child in the background.
But the other aspect too, when she's staring at him, still on the phone call, she's saying things that kind of
Yeah.
relate to him, which I was just
So
like,
to
that's
him,
brilliant.
yeah.
It's brilliant. Good script writing.
Yeah, it's just like the aspect is like, that's crazy, and he's like, what?
Am I crazy?
She's awesome. Another Curry Barker alum as well. That's Haley Fitzgerald. She plays viola in this, but another alum. She's played in many projects. She normally plays. I don't know if they're actually together, but she normally will play like Cooper's girlfriend in a lot of like their projects together and stuff like that. But I don't think they're dating because I think Cooper. Yeah, I think Cooper has like
He's dating
a
someone that
girlfriend.
he met on set, though, for sure.
Okay.
Of this movie.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. I think my favorite aspects of this movie are the scenes inside of the store.
Right.
Like, they're so
there's
funny.
a great theory, which we'll talk
So
about
good.
when he cuts back to the store.
Oh, I think I know what theory you're talking about. I think I
which
saw this
I think
theory.
it's true. I think it's real because there's
It's
a lot
possible,
of little
man.
hints,
It's
for
possible.
sure.
I like where you're going with this.
Yeah. Not my
We'll
theory,
talk
but
about
I heard about
that.
that. I'm
It's
like,
not- yeah,
I
it's-
love that.
I like
Yeah.
that theory a lot, and I think it's really cool. There's nothing that really kind of gives that theory that much weight, but yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Bear asks for some assistance looking for a crystal necklace for good vibes. The clerk points out a citron, calling it sunshine and a rock. He looks at it and he believes Nikki would hate it.
She'll hate that.
And he then puts it back as he scans the rest of the store. You know, I don't think she would have hated it that much. I think she would have liked it, especially after seeing the tiger's eye.
Oh, for sure. Without a doubt. Well, I think it got into his head like, oh, she doesn't like these nice and romantic gestures or anything like that. It's like, oh, she would hate sunshine. She's a little bit more edgy. She's a cool chick. She hates sunshine in the pocket. Where I feel like he's like, oh, she would hate that.
Yeah. Well, instead, he goes to a set of novelties, which I would love to learn more about these novelties. Which one was called Chromoscope, Magic Eye, obviously the One Wish Willow, Voodoo Doll, and then just some regular kazoos. He's attracted to the One Wish Willow, inspecting the instructions from the Tabby Cat product, which also great aspect that the company is called Tabby Cat, and his cat that died was a tabby. She comments that they've been popular, not wanting him to come back complaining. He's confused as she continues to explain that some people don't open them, but those who do usually end up complaining. He still doesn't understand as he jokes around with her. I totally forgot that I actually have some notes here. So one thing I forgot to mention is that when Bear finds his cat Sandy, he mentions that there's a commercial playing, and it's a commercial that was created by him and his producer Haley. And within this commercial, I guess it's a commercial about weight loss and not eating anymore. So that's pretty interesting already.
Oh, we haven't talked about it yet, too, but I do want to point out, during this incredible sequence, the score of this entire movie is fucking
incredible.
phenomenal. I love the score. I bought the vinyl immediately when it went on sale, too. I think it's one of the best scores we've had in a very long time in a horror film, too. And it's like not just one song, it's several songs in this beautifully crafted movie that the score just really highlights what's going on and the emotions that you're supposed to feel. I love the score inside this.
Yeah, Rock Burwell absolutely killed it in this,
Yeah.
dude. Like, he did such a good job, and it was incredible, the things that he did. And you know, it's interesting because there's two good scores that came out this year, in my opinion, and both of those scores was this and Backrooms, and they kind of are similar to one another. And you mentioned it right, man. Like, it is so incredible on how good this score actually is. It's so unsettling.
Yeah.
I was watching the Dead Meat podcast for their episode on Obsession that came out like last month or whatever. And on their episode, they mentioned something that kind of stuck with me a little bit, that made a little bit more sense, where they said something along the lines of, you know, these are young people. They're all young. Like, these are folks who were born in like the year 2000 and later. Like, Curry's 26. So he was born in 2000. So like, when Stranger Things 1 came out, he initially was just like, that like kind of put a chokehold on that generation. And it makes sense because Backrooms has kind of that very uncanny, synthy kind of style to it, and then now this has kind of that uncanny synthy style that also is very dreamlike and cloudy feeling. It makes a lot of sense for a lot of that inspiration to come from something like Stranger Things season 1.
Music is a powerful thing.
Truly is, especially in movies. And it's even more powerful when to turn it on, turn it down. If you want to add different types of songs in there, like needle drops to something, all of that stuff
When
matters.
appropriate, there's sometimes
When
it's just
appropriate.
like, why are we playing this song? I don't.
Why are we
get
playing
it.
this? Why are we playing
Has
this?
nothing to do
This
with
movie
what's
does a
happening with the
great
characters,
job
yeah.
in taking it away and putting some in and some like that. So it does a great job doing that.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Barker's Pub for trivia night. Get it, everybody? Barker's Pub.
I get it.
This was actually a surprise. Everyone just surprised him with it. His mom made it, and he was like, all right, I guess it's in the movie now. So it was a little surprise thing for him, and I thought that was really fun. Another thing I should mention as well, Curry's mom also designed the box of the One Wish Willow. She designed every aspect of it, from the
So
actual
sick.
design on it, the shape, all of that stuff. And they went through a whole bunch of different things, like a cylinder thing, an eyeglass looking case thing, all of that stuff. And they came up with this more triangular box, which I thought was really
So
incredible
sick.
for
It's
them
perfect.
to come up with.
All the artwork is perfect in there. Even the little jingle in
genuinely
it
is.
is so good.
Made by Curry. Jingles
Yeah.
made by Curry on his phone. He plays with this beat making app on his phone, and that's what he made. And that's right.
It's like,
Pretty-
who are you, Kane
pretty
Parsons,
crazy.
making your own music for your own movie? Okay, crazy guy.
pretty dope.
This younger generation, I swear, bear with me, but they're gonna do some good things.
They already are.
They already are.
Nikki and Sarah are having a conversation about how Nikki is constantly working on her book during work and how Sarah hasn't gotten into her tattoo school. While Bear is trying to have Ian take Sarah so he can talk with Nikki, Nikki finally realizes that they're mouthing at one another, putting them on blast before going to grab some shots. Bear decides to go with her, and she orders 4 shots of tequila while he orders a pina colada. This was something that was mentioned inside of interviews, and I do find it very fascinating, is that even Nikki kind of jokes with him. She's like, I love a man in touch with his feminine side. And he's just like, don't make fun of my drink. But there's
I
this
fucking like
aspect
the
of
taste.
what's mentioned in interviews. And this is something that's really interesting to me about Curry as well. But like what's mentioned in interviews is like people have picked up that like not only is Bear kind of a coward, he also is a little bit more feminine rather than masculine. And this is something that, according to Curry, he did not technically write Bear this way. That wasn't his intention, to have him seem like a coward or someone who orders a drink that is considered more feminine, like a pina colada. I don't know shit about drinks, so I'm just like, whatever.
Hey, I
was like,
prefer cocktails over shots any day. I don't give a fuck what people say.
I never had a cocktail before, but I have had
That's fair.
mocktails, and they are
Yeah.
delicious. So if they taste anything like a mocktail, then I agree with you. But even the aspect of like, would you want to be in the forest or with a man or a bear kind of thing? Hence your bear costume.
Or
That
a
also
man in
wasn't
a bear
intentional.
costume.
That also wasn't intentional by Curry as well. He was just like, nope, didn't even consider that. Like it's just like, it makes sense. Like I could see why you guys picked up
Yeah.
on that, but I didn't consider that.
It's like, my movie's not that deep.
There's this ongoing joke in my head where I call him the accident king, because he's having all these happy accidents like fucking Bob Ross or some shit. And he's just like, he's turning smudges into trees, y'all. He's turning smudges into trees. So there you go. He's just like, it practically writes itself at this point.
Right.
The dude is head over heels trying to share that he got her a gift, but he's continuously interrupted. Not able to truly speak up for himself, so Ian interrupts further to bring up that Sarah's dad has a gun in the safe at the store. This will be important for later.
Yeah. If a gun is mentioned, it will go off in Act 3.
There's also another interesting thing about Nikki here, is that the way that she fluidly talks to people. She uses
Yeah.
very intimate language with pretty much everybody. She'll call them babe, and I wouldn't say she's flirtatious, but like she just uses intimate language. And
Yeah.
I can picture that for like Bear's position on how that can be hard to read, but at the same time, he's too head over heels to read between the lines.
Right. Which I love Johnny's point on saying like, oh, she plays into it sometimes.
Yeah.
I honestly, I kind of low key disagree. I think she generally thinks they're just friends. Maybe she has some
Really?
inclination. I do think she knows that's like, you possibly do, and I want to give you the opportunity to say it.
To just say it, yeah.
Right, which we'll talk about very soon in the scene that's about to happen soonish.
Yeah.
Where I think it's like, I will give you the chance. Like, if there is something, let me know now. Because she's like, I'll clear the air too. And she already knows how she feels about him already too. And I'm a big believer, it's like, don't go after people who don't have feelings for you. Have the good enough self-respect for yourself to be like, hey,
TLC said it best. Don't go chasing waterfalls.
don't go. I guess we're getting copyrighted.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
I mean, you got to keep yourself positive about yourself, you know? Come on, bear. Put your paws in the air like you just don't care.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
But I can see what I can see what you mean.
Right?
I can definitely see what you mean in terms of like her possibly having, her mind made up on her feelings. I will disagree with you, and I will talk about it why later.
Oh, my Lanta?
Yeah. Nikki wants him to continue with what he was going to say, but he brushes it off. Sarah meets up with them at the bar, and they cheer to Sandy. But Ian and Nikki are too wrapped up with the game about to start because the trivia host calls them back, which is Curry's dad, Jeff Curry.
That's cool.
Or Jeff Barker, excuse me. They head over to get started, and Sarah sticks around to learn that Sandy died, embracing him as he fights back tears. I didn't notice this the first time, or the first two watches, rather, that he literally starts crying at the bar with Sarah. And it shows how he is so much more open to being personal with Sarah than he is with Nikki. And it's probably because it's the opposite, right? Where
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to be a strong man around you because I don't see you that type of way
I
too.
see you as a friend kind of thing, when she sees him more than a friend. So therefore she is trying to be an emotional support for him.
Which you get that support system immediately from her. It's like, I care about you. I hope you're doing well. It's like, how are you doing? Yeah, I feel bad for Sarah in this movie, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we definitely will. But like I said, I don't think anyone's innocent in this movie. I think all of them are really, really bad friends. It's that aspect of like friends sleeping with friends and all this whole other stuff. And it's just there's secrecy throughout their friendship as well. And there's people going through behind other people's back, and they're telling other people certain things versus that. So it's games of telephone. And it's like, who do we even believe? Because we even have aspects of like where Sarah mentions that Nikki called Bear like a brother to her, but we don't know if that's true or not, because
that's also true. Yeah.
Like,
there's a lot of manipulation in this movie for sure.
Exactly. So I do suspect that is true, because we'll talk about that later. But yeah. At the end of the night, the group of friends is planning on going to karaoke, but Nikki is beat. Bear volunteers to take her home despite everyone's protest. She snags a $20 bill from Sarah to run it over to a homeless guy, and this dude is enamored. Not the homeless guy, but Bear. And I even put here, I never noticed the hug between Sarah and Bear in this moment, but here's a perfect moment in how you notice the way she looks at him. Because after she's done hugging Bear, she's like staring directly into his eyes as they're letting go. When Bear's already switching his attention back to his friends, she's still staring at him in his eyes. And I just find that to be endearing in terms, and sad in terms of her feelings toward him.
About heartbreaking.
So, yeah. After saying their goodbyes, Nikki and Bear are driving when she apologizes about his cat. He admits that it hasn't hit him yet, and she's willing to lend an ear whenever it does. Fun filming fact here. This is fake. They're not driving. There you go. But this is a screen. This is a screen, an LED screen that is behind them or on the side of them, and it's just something playing. That's it. If you look really closely, you can actually see when the traffic is incorrect. So it's pretty funny. So it's not perfect, but it gets the job done for what he's trying to do here. It also explains why the car is always foggy. So there you go. Yeah, because that car is always like, it's a very moist car. So one thing to mention here from my notes is that the car scene was also longer, with a monologue from Nikki about the differences between love and romance. However, that was cut due to time, even though Curry really, really likes that monologue. He brings up how lame it is going to be without her. She has aspirations to write, wanting to feel love in order to finish her book, briefly going over the differences between a love story versus a romance. Obviously, also foreshadowing the film's as the film intensifies. They express how easy it is to share these moments with one another, wanting to make sure that he gives her the gift. She becomes nervous as they pull up to her house. She wonders how he feels about Sarah, wondering if he has a crush on her since she was talking about him all day. He claims that he only likes her as a friend, despite her obviously having feelings for him. Before leaving the car, Nikki comments that nobody will know if she ever had a crush on someone. So I think this is kind of a little hint here.
Mm-hmm.
He calls her back to the car, but is beating around the bush so much that she keeps leaving to head inside. He tells her goodnight, calling her Freaky Nikki, and she stops, demanding that he doesn't call her that. Really cool thing that Curry also does in these moments is that they're having a conversation, but her head is kind of cut off due to the filming of him being in the car. I really love this because it's almost as if you cannot tell what the intentions of the other person is.
Right, there's a disconnect
because you
within
can't
them.
see their facial expression.
Yeah, exactly. They're not seeing eye to eye on stuff.
Is that a pun? Was that a pun there?
I don't know. I'm just really emphasizing on this. Like, they don't see eye to eye on
it. Just in case you missed it. She wants to know if he likes her. He lies that he thinks that they're good friends. Slightly upset, she calls out that being good before telling him goodnight. He's pissed with himself, opening up the One Wish Willow and wishing that Nikki loves him more than anyone in the world before snapping the twig. Before I go to the next bit, this is where my take comes in. I think she actually does have feelings for him.
Well, yeah, which I love that Curry Barker talked about this.
So I picture this moment, especially after watching this 5 times. But after watching this 5 times, it feels to me that there is a glimpse in this moment that Nikki did have feelings for Bear more than just friends. And the reason why I say that is that I picture her goodnight as disappointment, not as like, I'm frustrated with this conversation. I picture it as disappointment in terms of just like, fuck, dude, I know you like me. Why don't you just say it?
Right.
It also feels as when she's saying the thing about Sarah, for example, in the car, when she's like, so, what do you think about Sarah? It almost feels like she's trying to grab information out of him, not to return to Sarah, but for her own self-gratitude. And it's almost as if like she knows Bear likes her. She knows that. But Bear is too much of a coward to step up and say, hey, I like you. And I want to explore things with you. And he's too much of a coward to do that. So because of that, there is that aspect of her just trying to just trying to pull it out of him so bluntly, the bluntest way that she can. And yet, even in the moment where it's handed on him on a silver platter, he still is like, no, we're just friends. Like, trying not to like scare her away because he's scared of what her answer might be. He's scared of being denied so much.
The fear of rejection is terrible in this movie, where it's just like, if you just got over that fear, none of this would have happened. And it's so frustrating to see with this character too, because at some aspect, you kind of feel somewhat bad for him. And then you soon, like shortly, it's supposed to be empathetic. It's like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's something younger. I feel like everyone has this type of feeling, and maybe like high school or your first love. It's like, oh, it's like, I'd rather have her in my life than not at all. And she rejects me. I'm like, yeah, it's
dumb.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's dumb.
But like,
it's also something
I
easily
get it.
Relatable as well for people to connect with it. It's just like, oh, I've been there. I've been scared to ask the girl out to prom or whatever. And I think that just has to go with like a lot of stuff in life where it's just like the fear of rejection stops us from doing what we really want to do in life. And I love the aspect of like people's like who have succeeded is like, hey, you could be one rejection away from succeeding. It's like if I told you after your 100th rejection, you'll get that yes, you would go through the 100 rejections, right? And people would say yes. It's like, then why don't you fucking do it? It's like, go out there, do the thing you want to apply for that job, ask that girl out. Worst case scenario is going to be a no, and you just move on and go to the next.
Yeah, you're literally in the same spot as before. Like there's nothing that has changed. Like for even example, for bringing it back to the movie here, like there's nothing that changed in this situation. If he were to tell her that he likes her, it's just a confirmation that everybody knows. Literally that's her real name, but Sarah knows and Ian knows that he likes Nikki. And Nikki knows that he likes her. So it is this aspect that is really fascinating between the two, because he doesn't have this reassurance of she'll say yes if he does say it. And that scares him. That scares him to the point where he's just like, I would rather say nothing and continue leading myself on instead of her leaving out of my life.
And hate to say it, Bear, she has every right to say no, that she doesn't like you. And that's okay.
She does. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Like she and Nikki, once again, don't want to make assumptions here, but Nikki doesn't seem like the type who would be like, hey, I don't see you like that. I feel like she would still want to be your friend. Like I don't feel like she would be like, I don't see you like that. That was weird. No, dude, I want you out of my life forever. Like it didn't feel like that would have been her response if she would have said no.
You're the only person I could be really like myself around. Cool. You guys have a special connection.
You have a special connection. You have a special bond of some kind, even though Bear doesn't know shit about Nikki. He does have a special bond with
communication.
Like an interesting communication, right? Listen.
Yeah.
She reminds him about the gift, but he excuses that he left it at home, willing to give it to her tomorrow at work. She invites him inside, bringing up that she just lost her cat. He's weirded out, questioning, and she remembers correctly, apologizing and re-inviting him inside. He glances at the One Wish Willow before asking her if she's okay. She snaps out of it for a moment before trying to pull him out of the car, because she's just like, whoa, I'm acting weird. I'm acting strange. I must be super fucked up. And he's like, yeah. And then she comes back to where she goes around to the other side of his car, and she like opens the car door trying to pull him out, and he's like, what are you doing? And he's like laughing nervously. So the laughing was not fully planned. Curry wanted him to have a little bit of nervous laughter, but he liked the aspect that he was having more uncomfortable laughter instead of nervous laughter. So he kept it in. He tries laughing off this weird moment before Nikki gets into his car, wanting him to go to his place instead. Since Bear feels she's acting strangely, she becomes sad and makes up a story about her dad dying, where she places her head on the dashboard and she's like, my dad has cancer. And the way she slowly turns her head, but yet she's still out of she's more silhouetted. It's beautiful. It's so well done. It is so well done.
It's so well crafted.
Incredible. Yeah. Incredible. Here's another theory that I kind of have. I don't even know if this is even a theory. This might just be how it works. But whatever has inhabited her body, has taken over her body, it's pretty much trying to pull and pluck little things that are inside the memory of Nikki. Right. And while it's trying to use that, it's
to this. I can use this for
getting
this.
information incorrect on certain things. For example, the aspect of the cat.
My cat died.
Nikki,
oh wait, no, your cat died.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it gets confused and it mixes things up. The person that I feel the worst for in this movie, this might be a hot take. The one I feel the worst for in this movie is Wish Nikki. I feel so heartbroken for Wish Nikki. So incredibly heartbroken for Wish Nikki, because she is stuck in this situation. She's almost a prisoner in her own way. Because not only did Bear put her there.
Yeah,
but not only did Bear put her there, Bear also doesn't love her as much as she loves him. And all she wants to do is love him, and trying to do this by any means necessary to, I guess, get
I see
his
what you're
love.
saying. You're not saying the real Nikki.
I'm not saying real Nikki.
No,
I'm talking about Wish
Prince.
Nikki.
No. An evil entity.
No, real Nikki definitely
has it the worst. It sounds like she's being tortured somewhere in hell. When we hear her
It sounds
voice
like
and,
that. Yeah, it definitely does
It's-
sound like that, right? But because like I picture it being that Nikki disappears, like she teleports. Like she teleports away and then she teleports back in when she can try to regain more of her body back. But
Right.
when we have Wish Nikki in this moment of, it almost feels like an abusive relationship where you love this person so much that you can't leave.
Right.
And you feel like there's nowhere else that you can go. There's no other person you'll ever find like this because nobody will love you like this person loves you. Right. And when it's going good, it's going great. But when it's going bad, it's going terrible. I don't know, man. Like I feel for both Nikki's, I guess, in this movie for sure. But it's just something so heartbreaking about Wish Nikki and how badly Bear, since he put her there.
Right.
Granted, he didn't know that that's what he was doing, but since he put her there and he wants to get rid of her.
Have you heard the crazy theory about who possesses her body?
The cat?
The cat.
Yeah.
It's like, who's going to love you the most but your own pet? And people are just like, oh my gosh, she's Sandy. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I don't think that theory's true, but it is a fun one to think about. It is definitely a fun one to consider.
It's a crazy one, but the other thing too, the reason why she kind of like teleports back and gets like reconnected to her body, I love this theory where someone kind of pointed out and they kind of like paused each screen every time she bounces back into her body, where there's some type of reflective item where she sees her own reflection, which pushes her back into her body. It's like, that's a fun theory. It's like, that sounds pretty interesting. It's like, and that's why, and they even explained it like, this is why she likes to walk backwards or like carry things in front of her face, so she doesn't have to see her own reflection to stay kind of possessed. And I'm just like, okay, I can see where you're going with that. Like, that's fun. That's a cool one.
That gets a little dismantled though in terms of like when she does those things, because like when she puts something in front of her face, she's walking in front of the bed, not necessarily by a reflective surface. She's also holding a vase in her hand, which will reflect on her. But
there's
it's a cool theory nonetheless.
I like the theory. I was like, I don't know if it's true, but I was like, I like it.
Yeah, it's a cool theory nonetheless. I mean, this is completely out of Curry Barker's hands at this point. It's for the fans now, so we can decide whatever we want for this to be real. Because Curry also mentioned in interviews, he was like, I've never thought about how the One Wish Willow works. I never cared where Nikki goes. He was like, so I didn't plan those things. So I don't know. And that's generally his answer. He's like, I didn't plan them, so I don't know. So therefore, it's up to you guys. Whatever you guys say, then that's the right answer.
I love his answers for his interviews. It's like so intriguing. It's like, you know what? It's like, he will even like break apart his own movie. He's like, this is where the movie kind of fall apart. This like doesn't work. It's like, maybe they'll make a wish and they're in an alternate reality, which I like that kind of concept as well. It's like, oh, if wishes were true, people would know about this, obviously.
Yeah, that's I saw that interview too, and I love that he says that, because he was like, obviously my world here does not make any sense. He was like, because there'll be like dragons flying in the sky and all this other stuff.
Just random things that people wish
just random
upon.
shit.
Yeah.
Right. So like he was like, this doesn't really make sense, and it doesn't help my case of the movie. Right. So he's like, but whatever. He's like, it's there. He takes her back to his place and she takes it all in, smelling the house because it smells like him. You even see on like his refrigerator that there's like a lot of like mementos of his grandma, like a lot of pictures and things like that. I think her obituary's there as well. He allows her to sleep in his bed while he takes the couch. She apologizes for acting weird, but he allows her to take the time that she needs. She wants him to stay with her. She takes off her shirt and he nervously sits next to her. Nikki places her head on his shoulder, claiming that she really needed this before apologizing for his cat again. She slowly kisses him, and they start to make out as the real Nikki comes back, extremely shocked and freaked out, hopping off of him. He's freaked the fuck out too. Wanting to know what that was all about, she excuses that it was a panic attack before fake crying again. She's like, it was a panic attack. It was a panic attack.
So sorry,
and then she just starts crying again. So this also bedroom scene as well was a reshoot. So this was not initially here. And Curry said that this was such a pain in the ass because they were done shooting already 2 months prior to this. So they had to go back to the person's house, which the house was already being used for another movie. So they had to wait until they were done to then put everything back the way it was and just to shoot these particular scenes. That sucks.
That's so crazy and wild.
That sucks, but yeah, that's pretty cool. They did a great job. They definitely did a great job. There's also something I want to mention as well. In the director's commentary, Curry does mention that he also thinks that Nikki likes Bear as well. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's one way to confirm it, but it's not a for sure confirmation. He just says, is like, that's what I like to think. When I watch the movie back, I like to think that she does as well. So there you go. Bear's on the floor while Nikki has the bed. He checks Probe. What a great name for a browser. To gather more information surrounding the One Wish Willow, many reviews on Threadit are divisive, claiming that it works while others suggest otherwise. He chuckles to himself before going back into the room where Nikki is awake. He fibs that he went to the bathroom and she wants him to lie with her. In the morning, there's breakfast waiting for him on the dining room table. He goes into the kitchen to find a memorial shrine of Sandy, with Sandy in the middle of it. Awesome. Sad that he doesn't like it, as he shares his opinion of just how fucked up it is. And like, I get in her head, it's like, oh, he's sad about Cat. He loves Cat. Therefore, he puts Cat down on pedestal. I make him like Cat again. Like, you know, it's just like I can see where
this was a perfect idea for her. Yeah, and it didn't work out.
It did not. It did not.
Not then, not meow, never.
They go to work together, and Carter immediately pills Nikki while Ian excitedly follows Bear into the break room. Do you feel that real Nikki comes out in this moment?
Mm-mm.
So you think she just automatically falls back into place where she's able to talk to Carter like she's just fine?
Yeah.
Okay. I do too, but I've seen theories otherwise, where a lot of people said that this is real Nikki coming out in this moment. But that feels a little too unbelievable that she would be that calm about just spending an entire day unknowingly with him.
Yeah, it's like every time she comes back, it's freak out.
It's pretty frantic.
Right, it's like you've not been in control of your body and you know that, and you're coming back, you're like, what the fuck is happening type of deal. So I think, just the glimpses that we see her come back are the moments we see her like get really crazy and kind of like, rightfully so, feel everything's like, what the hell is going on?
I don't have control of my body, and my body has been taken of hostage. Like, what the fuck's happening here? This reminds me of Curry Barker's earlier project on the chair. And in the chair, this is something that is kind of mentioned where this, and for those who haven't seen the short film, but in the chair, it's this guy who finds this chair that's waiting on the side of a house. There is a particular entity that haunts that chair. He takes the chair home. His girlfriend doesn't like it and wants him to get rid of it or whatever. And he does so. He says that he does, but he wakes back up sitting in the chair at the location that he got it. And he doesn't remember a whole week of his life that passed. It reminds me of that, and it could be kind of the same situation going on with Nikki with the One Wish Willow that it was with the chair. So he thinks Bear fucked up because he thinks they had sex, but he tries to explain what happened. Nikki is staring at him from the register before smiling. At first, she's just like frowning, and then her frown turns into a smile. They notice, and Bear tells Ian to pretend to laugh before revealing that he thinks she's going through something because her dad has cancer. Ian's confused since she doesn't give a shit about it, her dad. Bear confesses what happened last night, finding it weird because he was freaked out, and Ian considers her to be on Molly, wanting to speak with her. After their shift, Ian decides to take Nikki home, and back at home, Bear is using generative AI to look up the side effects of Molly. And good thing to point out here that in June, he was searching for old people in nursing homes. So there's a timeline that his decline in his grandma was in June. In July, he looked up info on Oxy. So we know that Sandy died in July. In the past 7 days, he looked up how he can woo, impress, flirt with a girl, and how to know when you're in the friend zone. And that was 7 days ago. And now just yesterday, he looks up classic romance movies and how to play Basket Case by Green Day on the marimba, which is an instrument. So this just happened yesterday. So this is our timeline. Here's our timeline beginning, right? I have suspicion that this is only just a few days of all of this shit occurring.
I agree.
I don't think this is much longer than that. He's on the phone with Ian, considering that he must be right about her being on Molly, wondering if they talked. Ian explains that Nikki was staring at them both. He doesn't notice her looking at him through the window until she knocks on the door. This is like probably our first like real creepy thing to happen.
Right. More of the horror aspect of the movie where it's just like, oh, there she is. And if you don't pay attention, you'll miss her because it's just a silhouette of her outside the window.
Exactly.
And it just slowly moves across. And then you hear the knock on the door while he's on the phone. It's well framed, well shot, well executed. I'm just like, yeah, that's good.
There's a lot on that one. She apologizes for last night, admitting of taking MDMA and being drunk. So that goes a little bit more into my theory of just how like Wish Nikki is trying to populate as much as she can from the information she has in her brain. And no one calls it MDMA, like it's Molly, ecstasy, X. So it's just she calls it by its proper name.
See, I don't even know drugs. I thought it was a completely different drug than Molly or ecstasy. Or if Molly is ecstasy. I don't know. As I should not know. Here you go.
Because I'm a good boy.
I'm a good bear.
Don't you see my bear costume? He freaks out. Dude, you should wear that actually for the dead meat party.
Yeah, I'm dying inside.
I bet.
It's so hot here. I was like, the sun's coming out. I see it blaring through the window.
Oh,
I'm just
God.
like,
You like start baking.
I see my camera flickering every now and then. I'm like, oh, is my camera overheating? I don't even know. I'm overheating.
Who knows at this point?
Okay.
You're overheating. Okay. He freaks out a bit as
Barely.
they go back and forth on whether he took advantage of her or not. And this was such an interesting freak out and I like how she's lit in this moment because her eyes are glowing a little bit from like
the glowing eyes.
Yeah. Love the glowing eyes. Obviously, this is practical because this is literally just the wetness of her eyes, but it still looks really good. And she has this moment where they're literally just going back and forth. He was like, I didn't take advantage. She was like, I know, I'm saying you didn't. And like she like thinks about it. It's like, yeah, I'm saying you didn't. Like, and I feel like in that moment she thinks about it, not just because of the confusion of the conversation, but she knows and understands that she came from a one-wish willow. And it's almost as if she's thinking about like, wait, was I taken advantage of? Wait, no. Yes. I wasn't taken advantage of because I want this because I love him. But in reality, real Nikki was taken advantage of without her consent and without knowing. Fucked up, man. So fucked up. But, she even does this thing where she shifts and she's like, I know you've always had a crush on me, Bear. And once again, I think this is information from Nikki, real Nikki.
Right. She knew about it.
She knew about it. She knows that he has a crush on her. And this time, she gives him another chance or whatever. But he now has confirmation because they made out already. So he has confirmation of like, oh, she might actually have feelings for me too. And now that it's like painted right in his face, it's like the aspect of like when guys don't know that their girlfriend or wife wants to have sex, even though they're doing all these things where they're like, how obvious do we need to make it in order to know that we're trying to get down right now? Like men are just so fucking dense. So yeah, she knows that he has a thing for her, admitting that she does as well. A feeling that started around Christmas. So this is once again goes back to my theory of I think they had a Christmas party and that's when she started having feelings for Bear. And I think that's when she started having a crush on it. And remember, real Nikki also said in the car, if I have a crush on somebody, nobody knows it.
Right. She's alluding to it. It's like, just ask me.
Right.
It's like,
Right. Just ask me. Just ask me because and I think she has a crush on Bear.
right, because I don't think she likes Ian. She's just there to have fun because, girl needs
He's
to have
easy.
fun.
He gives her what she wants when she wants it, kind of thing.
It's not emotionally attracted. It's just physically.
It's just for physical.
Right.
release.
Same thing. I don't think Ian likes Nikki too. I don't think so.
I don't
at
either.
least.
No, I don't either. I think he gets jealous of Bear, and I think sometimes he does give Bear shit information on purpose, but I don't think he actually likes Nikki like that as well.
Right.
So, yeah. She seeks validation on whether he has feelings for her, and he finally admits that he does. Cue the rom-com montage. And I like the aspect of the AI photo of them with her wanting to wear his skin as a sweater. Did you not notice that?
No.
Yeah. There's an AI
not see
photo
that.
of them together that she's showing him at the music shop at Cassell's. And when she's showing it to him, it says I want to wear your skin as a sweater in the captions. Yeah, dude. And he's all smiling and giggling and shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Everything
love.
seems perfect, but soon becomes stale. She's so into him to the point where it's almost getting annoying for him. Like they're trying to watch a movie. He forces her to turn her head back at the screen. She wants to shut the lid of the computer, but he's like, stop it. And he puts the lid back up. These are the only moments we get where he's at Nikki's house in her room. That's another thing that should be brought up as well. Like she almost forcefully moves in. Someone also pointed out, I don't know how true this is, but someone points out that this montage is only a day. So this
Really?
montage is apparently, I don't know.
That's kind of cool.
I don't know how true that is.
It's really this is like the ultimate couple goals, right? They're cooking together, they're watching movies together, they're just hanging out, lovey-dovey. It's actually a really great collage of videos that they created.
It is. It really is.
This looks like a real authentic relationship, but in reality, nothing is this authentic, nothing as good as this, because we're all fucking human. We all have actual real interactions with each other. So this is what I love, is showcasing a fantasy of what he really
100%.
wants, his perfect life. But that perfect life doesn't exist with any couple. And I have to say that too. So even people watching this movie like, that's the love I want. Sorry, doesn't fucking exist. You guys are going to have quarrels. You guys are going to disagree on stuff. And
You're
that's
not going to have
healthy
your
as hell.
Hallmark movie.
And
You might have a Hallmark
Right.
moment, but not a movie.
that good, there's something that's fucking wrong.
There's something wrong there. There's something wrong.
It's not healthy.
No,
You're holding
it's
stuff
not.
within yourself if it looks like that nonstop. But no, it's a well created scene, which I'm just like, oh, it's like they could have had a good relationship if he actually wasn't scared enough to ask her out and say how he felt. But he just had to become a villain and unbearable.
One thing I wanted to bring up really quick here is that when Nikki does have her first freak out, that was one take. And they didn't expect her to do it that way. And one thing that was really, really cool to me is that Curry mentioned that she held all of those types of emotional drive in her audition and saved it for the actual filming of the movie, which is awesome. That is so dope that she did that. So Curry didn't even know what to truly expect from her, besides I know she's going to be able to deliver a good performance, but he didn't know that she was going to be able to deliver this much of a hardcore good performance. I mean, great performance,
the cool
rather.
thing about her performance too, and I love the story, is that for her, they know that this movie is low budget. They don't know how many people are going to watch this movie, and for her, it's like, you know what, this was something that's out of my element. I'm gonna give it my all because maybe not a lot of people watch this anyway. So I'm just gonna put myself out there, and I love that that's how it worked out because she fucking went for it, and it is awesome to see. It was really incredible to see how huge her performance is, and it's not over the top, but it is explosive, and it's very she stole every scene that she's in, which
She truly did.
incredible.
She really did.
I'm gonna have to take this bear costume off.
Yeah, dude, do what you need to do, brother.
can't
Do
do
what
it.
you need to do.
Just the top part. I can't. That's too hot. I'm dying.
No, I feel you, dude. It's all good. It's all good. Another thing I want to bring up as well is for those who ever do a rewatch of this movie, Bear, Nikki, and the One Wish Willow all have theme songs.
Yeah.
They all have theme songs that are like specific to them on certain stings and in certain scenes. It's really, really cool. Cut to them at dinner. He asks about her dad, and she doesn't want to talk about it. The scene was also supposed to be a lot longer. Ian calls him, but he ignores the call. Nikki wonders what Bear wants to do with his life. He admits to being pretty private, something that she's brought up to him in the past. They joke around about him possibly being a food critic before Ian calls him again. He steps away to answer the phone. Ian finds out that Nikki's been lying about her dad. Bear steps out of Nikki's vision, allowing him to continue, which this whole fucking scene is just so good. It's literally my favorite scene shot in this movie. He shares information from Sarah about how Nikki only saw Bear as a brother, finding her intentions too strange. This is the thing. I think real Nikki did actually say this. We don't have confirmation that she said this, but I think real Nikki did say this, and the reason why is for a scene that we get later. But another reason that I think she said this is because she knows that Sarah likes Bear. And I think in those moments, she didn't want to upset Sarah to be like, oh, I like him too. Because Sarah is openly saying she likes Bear to Nikki. And I think that's why Nikki was like, yeah, I see him as a brother.
Right. She kind of wants to be the supportive friend. It's like, oh, that's cool. I'm not a threat to you.
Right. And like, I think it's more so that aspect of like her trying to be initially a good friend to Sarah and be like, you guys would probably be better off together than him and I.
Right, because he can't even admit to me that he likes me. So it's
right.
Like, I don't feel loved by. And she even expresses that in the cartoon. It's like, I want to write more and I want to feel loved. You're not providing that for me. It's like, I know you like me, but I don't feel loved by you because you're not presenting that to me. So for her, it's like, you know what, maybe you and Sarah might be a better choice. Like, maybe you don't love me as much as I think you do, and that I know that you like me, but maybe not to that level. Maybe you should be with someone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But Bear officially understands at this moment that his wish came true. He comes back toward the table, pale in the face, about to ask her a question, but decides against it. Nikki, what do you think he was going to ask her?
I don't know, to be honest. Yeah, it's very curious though.
Yeah, Nikki gives him a tiger's eye stone, something that was passed down by her mom to give him confidence and willpower. It's not necessarily announced in this moment, but I think her mom might have died. I think that was the insinuation here, that her mom is dead.
Right.
And that this was given to her as like kind of like a passed down memento of her mom. But yeah. But after seeing this stone, I would have been like, dude, she totally would have fucking loved that crystal. Like, she totally would have loved that crystal necklace. Like, if
oh
this
God,
is what she has, like, she totally would have loved that. Yeah,
Right.
like, she totally would have been so into that. He doesn't understand why she's giving it to him, but she intensely professes her love for him more than anyone in the world. As he tries to get that confirmation, he's like, do you like me more than anyone in the world, or love me more than anyone in the world? And she's like, yes, fair. I like you more than anyone in the world. So it's, yeah. So then he drops this to where he's just like, does your dad actually have cancer? She pauses before shaking her head, repeating, no, 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 getting up from the table, raising her voice, don't do that. So we were having a nice day. Don't do that. Making a scene, Bear gets embarrassed, wanting her to sit back down, claiming that they are, as she pouts and whines. We were having a nice day. Don't do that. It is so like cartoonish, but it works very well for like what is going on with her body right now. Another thing that a lot of people haven't pointed out is that Nikki's wearing a bee necklace for Bear in this scene as well. I haven't heard too many people point that out. Yeah. So I think that's a really, really great small detail. This was the last scene filmed in the entire movie. This was day 20.
Fucking great.
And this was their wrap up shot. And I thought this was
this is the
so
most
great to wrap it up on
iconic
this.
scene from the movie, I would say. The most like played out.
Truly is.
Like, it became like, I forgot what they call it. But it went viral essentially on TikTok of people recreating this scene and stuff like that too.
Yeah. People reenacting this scene is pretty incredible.
No,
and,
don't do that.
And she got the inspiration from this from Get Out, which is incrable.
Oh yeah, from the scene where
when she's like, no, with the tear falling down. So like she got the inspiration to perform it this way because it wasn't written this way, but she got the opportunity. She did it this way because she just felt like it was appropriate. She was right. Fucking nailed it. She doesn't know why it matters, allowing him to shrug that it doesn't, while it cuts straight to Bear pretty much raping real Nikki while having sex with fake Nikki or wish Nikki. This is terrible. Oh my God.
After he has confirmation of like, this is the wish.
Yes. This
which
is the wish.
Horrible.
After he has confirmation that this is the wish, but he also has confirmation that she knows that she's not the real Nikki.
Right.
So he has confirmation that like, this isn't Nikki. This is something else. Cause like that aspect of like, does it matter is literally of like, do you care that I'm not Nikki? Like, do you care that I lied to you about all of this stuff? And for him, it doesn't matter. And this is officially he's the villain. Officially in this moment, he's the villain. Fuck, dude, this scene is so terrible. I couldn't tell, but it is mentioned in interviews that obviously while he's raping her, she's doing like kind of the porn sound, you know, the moans and groans and stuff like that. But her face is very still. It's no emotion on her face. But it's also said, I couldn't tell, but it also says that apparently she's crying. But I couldn't tell, and I tried zooming in and stuff like that to see if I could. But it is mentioned, it confirmed by Curry Barker that she is supposedly crying in this moment as well, which is brutal,
heartbreaking,
just to even think about. Jesus H. Christ. Another fun fact about this movie as well, which is very rare. This movie was entirely edited on Premiere Pro. There you go, Adobe. You just gave yourself so much more cred right there.
For real.
So
honestly.
yeah. Afterwards, she compliments him and he agrees, but we're only on his face. We can't see Nikki in this moment, but his face falls almost as if he knows what he just did was wrong. And it's just like almost like that post-nut clarity, if you will, of just like that I did not do the right thing in that moment right there. Yeah, fucking
piece of shit.
Later that night, he wakes up at 3:45 to Nikki not being in bed with him. He calls out to her, not noticing her in the corner until she calls out for him to go back to sleep. She creeps toward him, freaking him out as he wants her to come back to bed. She moves back toward the corner, sobbing and wailing that she doesn't like her dreams and feels as if he doesn't love her as much as she does. Which
I love the way she's like actually saying it too.
Yeah. And she's
right.
Correct.
100%.
She's right. He does not love her the same way that she loves him, because this is Wish Nikki talking. He does not love Wish Nikki. He wants real Nikki. And the aspect of her not liking her dreams, I think this is when Nikki just teleports back into her body. When she can gain almost control. But not only is it just that, like I mentioned, it's a teleportation, right? Where she'll teleport in and fake Nikki teleports out for a moment. They can still see what's happening. It's almost like they're a passenger in the seat of her own body.
Right.
But like when she teleports down, I think it's one, real Nikki comes in while she's sleeping. But two, she's away from Bear. She can't be with Bear while she's sleeping. So therefore she wants to stay awake as long as possible.
It's like, I always want to be with you. Yeah.
No matter what.
I agree. That's crazy. It's so well thought out too. And it could be unintentional from Curry Barker. He's like, you know what, I didn't mean it that way, but you know what? It works. Yeah, it's really incredible.
Oh, I even put here that Curry does confirm that it in that moment at the restaurant, she knows that she's Wish Nikki. And she also finds that it doesn't matter. Yeah. God damn, so good. Jesus Christ. Because he's scared, he tells her what she wants, but she orders him to go back to sleep. So he tries, which I thought was hilarious. Her wails echo throughout the room as she says the message of our sponsor. Mentos Fit Fresh Maker! She's like... Is Mentos even still around? I don't even know if that's still a thing.
Probably, maybe.
I feel like Mentos and 5 gum, they were like the ones that were...
Oh my god. The flavors, like how does it feel to chew 5 gum?
Yeah, feel your breath or whatever. I don't know how they did it, but yeah, it was...
It's like her smashing the bottle on her face.
Yeah. Mentos.
How it feels to chew.
How it feels to chew 5 gum. That is the ad right there. Right. Anyway, her wails echo throughout the room, questioning why he doesn't love her before walking back into the room with a vase of flowers that he got her. This was a stunt double at this moment. So this was a dancer to come in to move so gracefully across.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. He's petrified, not understanding what she wants him to do. She nonchalantly calls out that it is for Sandy before coming back into bed. He tries to leave, causing her to shout for him to stay. Stay! Oh, so my God, dude. My God. Like I mentioned, I was watching Dead Meat's review of this, and apparently Chelsea did this to James while they were going to bed. And like he was in the moment of just about to fall asleep, and then she yells for him to stay. And he like genuinely got upset apparently, and I just thought that was pretty funny.
Literally one of the most terrifying parts of the movie too. I think her delivery on it too. It's just like okay,
so good.
I'm not gonna
so
move.
Great.
I will stay. You're right. My bad.
This was awesome. In the morning, he passes by a mirror, realizing that his hair has been cut. This was added in later because this was, you guessed it, a reshoot. So it had to be added in because he got a haircut for other things that he was filming for, or I think he was taking pictures. I think he was like doing like photo shoots and all this other stuff, like GQ and all this stuff. Yeah, because that's another thing. Michael Johnson is also a model as well. There you go.
Yes.
Also, another fun fact: they're both openly queer.
Yeah,
Michael Johnson is gay, and Indy, I think he's gay.
Okay. Is he gay?
Yeah, but she's bi. Yeah, Indy's bi. I thought that was also very pleasant, and it plays very well in the aspects of like Bear's more feminine side of him being able to initially be himself. And I thought that was really cool for him to have moments of like being able to be himself a little bit more while filming this movie. Not to say that he's like pathetic like Bear, because Bear is fucking pathetic. Like, let's just be real.
Yeah.
Bear's pathetic. He greets her in the living room as she reads a book upside down. A lot of people didn't point this out either. But the book she's reading is upside down. Yeah. And I thought that was just really interesting.
Because she don't care about nothing. She only cares about Bear, and that's it. That's her bare necessities.
As she's cutting it, it's the bare necessities. She's cutting his hair. Yeah, not wanting her to do that, she hurtfully accepts before handing him his lunch. But Bear wants to talk about last night, finding it terrifying. Nikki is about to share that she had a bad dream, but stops, asking how smiling ear to ear is instead. And the way that she smiles is so good. Like,
and
it's
holds it for so long too, like the perfect amount of timing. Which
like
I don't know.
She like squints her eyes really. Like she looks like a different person when she does it. Like she genuinely looks like a completely different
regular
person.
smile.
No.
Which it's kind of funny talking about like the auteurs of filmmakers. I was watching this podcast interview with why am I forgetting his name right now? Stephen King. where he talks about obsession and he's like, yeah, there's a moment in the film and he does it like in front of the camera. He's like, and she starts smiling for like 20 seconds and it's this scene and they kind of cut to that scene too. And then I love the fact it's like, oh, what are you currently like happy about, and talking to Steven Spielberg on the set, like the red carpet of his movie that just came out.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, I'm obsessed with obsession. It's cool to see other filmmakers also like love this movie and then kind of like shout out the performances in it, because I do just think it deserves its flowers around that too.
100% does.
But yeah, no, she does an incredible job with her mannerisms of her facial expressions, where it's just like, damn, like this is like good acting. I guess that's the best way to say it. It's just like,
that's the best way you
really
can describe it, dude. She's just really good at what she does.
Yeah,
really, really good. Not great, as he mentions, as he's about to continue explaining how creepy she's being, but she freezes his thoughts by kissing him, whispering that he loves her, and she returns it, about to go further, wanting her not to do anything else that's weird. Like the kiss that he gives her in this moment, it's a very passionate kiss.
There's a girl I dated. She used to do the same thing. Like if we were like arguing about something, it's like, oh, come here. It's like, no, now don't do that. No. It's like, let's have this conversation. Don't start kissing me. Absolutely
That's
not.
so manipulative, dude. I'm sorry you had to deal with that.
It's okay. She's no longer in my life. So
there you go. You know what I'm saying? You wiped her clean.
Now I'm a 35-year-old wearing bear costumes, slowly taking all my clothes off. Because you want it. I just took the hat off too. I'm just like,
I saw you do that. I was just like, yeah, he couldn't even commit to the hat. Like it must be hot as hell in that room right now.
It's so hot. And the half of the bear costume.
A lot of people don't know. Like Freddie recently just got a studio light for his room. That's why he's lit up and he's beautiful. But like with these studio lights that's on us right now, even though they're LEDs, they do project still a nice amount of heat on us. So it is hot. It is hot, also, and we're almost 2 hours in.
I'm in Sacramento.
It's summertime. That's right. Yeah, like they are hot, and it doesn't help when it's the summertime. So yeah, she apologizes that it happened, and they laugh it off until he spots his front door completely covered in duct tape. And I love how they do this, where they're showing us his reaction before they show us what he's reacting to. Beautiful. Right. He has a hard time opening the door, so she suggests that he stay home with her if he can't get out. She's like, if it's too hard to open, you could just stay home. He's like, nope, I got it. Leaving Nikki to wait there, smiling at the door, peeing on herself. You can see moments where she'll squint her eyes harder. That's Curry directing her. He's like, squint more. And that's Curry directing her. And I assume it was just so brutal on her cheekbones that her having to do it over and over and over again, they just got it in the first shot. And he was just like, I just like the aspect of the unnatural ability of her trying to squint as hard as she possibly can. Cut to Bear at work, opening up his lunchbox with 2 Polaroids. One of him that looks like it is taken from a security camera in his house with "you" written on it. Another one of him sleeping with Nikki smiling with "not me" written. And this is definitely Wish Nikki, in my opinion. I can't say definitely. This is, to me, it's Wish Nikki saying that, like, I'm not Nikki. Like, I'm me. But if you want me to be Nikki, I'll be Nikki.
I'll be whatever you want me to be.
I'll be whatever you want me to be. Yeah, so like I can be Nikki if you want me to be Nikki, but like
I just love
it's
you
very
so
clear
much.
To me that fake Nikki is all in on just being with Bear, obviously. But like Wish Nikki is just like, I'm just here in this body because you put me in this body, but if you didn't put me in this body and I was just an omnipresence, I will still be here the same way, showing the fuck up, this obsessed with you, I guess. Sarah starts talking about her day while going through boxes, wondering about the pictures. He hides it, calling it an inside joke, grabbing his sandwich from Nikki, calling him her little food critic. She asks if he's going to Ian's party, but it is the first he's heard about it. This is another thing that someone brought up in one of their talks of it, that they said that like this is also kind of fucked up from Ian because apparently this was something that they were all invited to, except for Bear. Nikki was also invited as well. Because like this was a party that he made.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this was a party that he made before all of this shit happened. And Bear wasn't invited to the party. So that kind of
Shady.
fucked up on Ian's part for sure.
For sure.
He brings up what Ian told him about them. She finds it weird that they're dating, about to spill that Ian has been hooking up with Nikki, but Carter brings over another letter from one of the tattoo schools. She walks away, opening the letter to reveal that she's been rejected. Once again, rejection is a very clear indicator in this movie,
Definitely.
or being afraid of rejection. Sarah comes back and sits next to Bear as her last shot is for Luther. She places her head on his shoulder and he places his head on hers. This is the moment where I say that Sarah is a bad friend to Nikki. This is why they're all bad friends.
She's
to each
making a move on someone else's man currently.
Exactly. And on top of that, she also is bringing up things like, it's really weird that you guys are dating. If you're dating someone, who says that? They don't know the weird shit that's going on with Nikki.
As well, to be honest, too. But everyone's concerned about it. I like that they can see at face value. It's like, I feel like no one's saying it out loud, but it's like, you are taking advantage of Nikki, regardless of her possession. It's like, if she is truly going through something.
Sarah feels opposite. Sarah feels Nikki's taking advantage of him.
Which is so interesting. It's like, you've been going through a lot. You lost Sandy. You blah, blah, blah. It's like, she's taking advantage of the situation where I'm just like, everyone's just taking advantage of everyone in this movie.
That's what I'm saying, dude. They're all bad friends. They're not good friends.
All bad friends. Perfect for this month.
They're not good friends.
They're perfect for this month.
They're perfect for this month, which is why I put this movie in here, because I was like, they're all shitty friends. They are not good friends to each other. None of them. Not a single one. So I'm just... Drewski meme right now. Drewski meme. He lightens the mood. Joking about her giving him a tattoo, she chuckles, bringing up his lunch smelling weird before snatching the lid and laughing at the sticky note, asking what the verdict is on cat. She doesn't understand what that means, but he clearly does, looking down at his sandwich before throwing up in a trash can from his inside joke. And I like
so
the aspect
funny.
of Ian's there. Because we hear Ian in the background. He's like, what's going on? He's like, oh, no, I can't do that. That's disgusting.
Real quick, I have to shout out the Boo Crew. Shout out to your podcast. Always listen to your guys' interview. I think it was either the set designer or prop master on their podcast, and they were talking about how much they had to dive into, like, oh, how do we make this meat look as gross as possible? Like, it's glistening, it's gray, it's disgusting, it looks like raw meat. And then they were also talking about how, you know how you do, like, all right, let's roll it again, let's roll it again, let's roll it again. He went through a whole loaf of bread during this whole scene, which is so funny. And they're like, we're gonna have to buy another loaf of bread. Just
I told you. See, we've mentioned this in previous episodes. When it comes to eating in movies, it sucks. It sucks to have your person eat in movies.
And then they were talking about, like, all right, you don't have to eat this part. We'll cut out the bite piece. So it's like, you know, it makes sense for, everything that makes, it's like, we already shot it, it's fine. And then they, of course, said, like, oh, it actually did have lettuce in there and other things, but the close-up shots were the meat parts. He wasn't eating that meat over and over again, which that's good. But
didn't they say it was fish? Did they say it was like a fish? It was like a kind of fish or something? Well, because it had you could see like the grays or whatever.
Well, they put food coloring in it to turn it gray.
Oh, that's right.
And that's why it was like glistening. And they also used KY jelly. So to make it like slimy. Exactly. That's what they're saying. It's like, and I think they even made the jokes like, oh, it was such a weird grocery run. It's just like loaves of bread, KY jelly, and just like, don't worry about it. Just ring it up.
You're like, ring it up. Ring it up. That's where all the $750,000 budget went to. After work, Ian asked for a ride home to talk about his relationship with Nikki. Bear doesn't understand why they weren't invited to his party. Ian claims that it's a bad look because it looks as if he's taking advantage of her. He groans that Nikki won't leave him alone, so Ian invites only him to the party. Bear makes it home, reciting what he's going to say to Nikki about cooking the cat and hanging out with Ian alone. The box to the one which Willow chimes, and there's a support number on the back that he calls. The representative nonchalantly answers the phone. It's Curry as
Curry
well.
Barker. Love it.
Yeah. Forcing Bear to confirm he's speaking to the right person. I fucking hate when companies do this sometimes, dude. Like, if I'm calling a business, dude, state the business that I'm calling. Just like, hi, you reached such and such. Like, just state
we
it,
help
please.
you?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like it's just like, but it helps because like it you know, it gives aspect to the eeriness of this product and the mystery behind this product.
It's just a nonchalant voice too.
Yeah, he's like, hello. He's like,
Hello?
hi, hello.
Yeah.
It's like, what's up? He's like, is this One Wish Willow?
How can we
Yeah,
help?
that's us. Yeah, it's
Cory
great.
Barker.
He asks if he could alter a wish, but the rep asks if he would like to cancel it. But he's adamant about only altering it. So once again, Bear's not ready to give up. And like he's still
asshole.
not seeing what's wrong with what he's doing. He just wants to alter it because she's acting too weird for him. That's another thing that you see happen in some like newer relationships where they'll finally end up with the person that they wanted to date or whatever. And
And
then
they're
they
not who
start
they
learning
really
about this
were.
person's quirks.
Yeah.
And they're just like, wow, like you're actually a lot stranger than I expected you to be. And they don't like that or whatever. And they're kind of assholes about it and stuff like that. And that's what this kind of feels like. Like, oh, because
Yeah, it's
she's
like, oh my God.
quirky.
Yeah. It's like you pour your milk before the cereal? Disgusting.
That is disgusting. Fuck. Like that's grounds of divorce right there.
We just offended like half our audience. We're like, I definitely did
Like,
that.
dude, that's fucking disgusting. No, don't touch me if you do. I'm just kidding. Could you imagine?
You start eating your burrito from the middle? Okay, you weirdo.
Dude, I watch food reviewers all the time because I suffer from something called phagophobia. You already know this, but because I have phagophobia, for those who are unfamiliar with phagophobia is the fear of swallowing. It's a mental eating disorder, and I've had it for about 6 years. And initially, what helps me get through those moments is watching other people eat. It almost is like a calming thing for me. I don't really know how to explain it. It just helps me. So I watch
Like
food
encouragement.
reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They can swallow it, I can
like
swallow it, I got
it's
it.
almost as
Yeah,
if
yeah.
like there's nothing to be afraid of while I'm eating,
Right.
kind of thing. And so I watch food reviewers, and some food reviewers that I watch will always do this thing, and it's a bit, I get it, but it pisses me off so much, where they'll say, I don't even know how to attack it. And then they'll eat right in the middle. I'm like, Gah! It hurts me so much. It hurts me so much, but there you go. By the way, if anybody else is suffering from some weird condition like how I have, just know that it does get easier as long as you practice. So just know that. It took me a long time. I'm in a good place now. So there we are. But they don't do that. Bear wonders if her love is real. The rep responds with the most bone-chilling line, just because you chose this for her doesn't make it less real. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, he chose this for Wish Nikki, not real Nikki.
Right.
He forced
Like, that
Wish
love
Nikki
is real,
to be
it's just
put
not
in
hers.
this situation. And he says the other line of like, you have a moral obligation to be there for her now because you chose this. So now you have a moral obligation to be there for her. With that, Bear would like to cancel his wish, but we don't really do that. There's nothing that he can do besides die. The rep believes that Bear now has a moral obligation to be there for her. He wants to know why she keeps freaking out, and the rep asks if he would like to speak to Nikki as she screams on the other end, almost drowning out repetitive questions on if he would like to talk to her. He hangs up the phone, catching his breath before heading inside the dark house. I like how it's dark, but the light is shined on the cat photo. So the theory could be real. There are situations where it's like, oh, for Sandy, like could be the cat. Right. Turning on the lights to find Nikki covered in filth. Not realizing her appearance, she tries to kiss him, but he slightly pushes her back, wanting to know what happened. This is funny because in this moment, it's Curry is trying to explain what's on the floor in the director's commentary. He was like, that's like beans. And he was like, it's like, actually, I don't know what that is. Like, it's like, I have no idea what we put on the floor in this moment. He's like, it just looks gross. Yeah, he's like, I don't know. She's a method actress. She admits to looking disgusting while willing to take a shower and clean up. It's interesting, though, how she says it. She's like, oh, I'm disgusting, blah, blah, blah. It almost feels as if, like, like how sometimes how women will say oh no, I'm
Let
so
me hop
gross.
in the shower
like,
real
or,
quick. Yeah.
Exactly. Like
I'll go
let me
get pretty
freshen
real
up
quick.
or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it
But
almost feels like
this
that.
this also shows the other aspect of the main wish. He said, he's like, I wish she loved me more than anybody else, including herself. She doesn't even care about her
Herself.
own
Yeah.
well-being, where
hmm
she's kind of letting herself deteriorate by just standing there loving him so much that I'm like, I'll just wait for him in this one spot, not even taking care of my own body and my own needs. And
hmm
that's just so sad and horrific part of this movie
Yeah,
too.
it's
It's like
brutal.
she doesn't care enough of herself, and it's just like, damn, it's hard to see.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to see for sure.
Yeah.
It's brutal. When she goes inside the bathroom, she slams the door and turns the shower on. Bear tries talking to her about cooking the cat, his voice cracking as he admits that he's upset. And this is, once again, shows his like cowardice nature.
Right.
His voice cracking, he can't really, have a bass in his voice to share that he's upset because he's scared of what she might do. But when he brings up his invitation to Ian's party, she immediately shuts the water off. Willing to come with him after she showers, with absolute fear, he reiterates that it's supposed to be a boys' night. A guttural scream escapes her, her voice shifting back when she mentions that Sarah is going. Too afraid to confront her, he flops to allowing her to come with him, causing her to whine that he didn't want her to come with her in the beginning, which is great. Fun fact here, Bear is not talking to Nikki. He's talking to Curry Barker in this moment. Curry Barker is the one who is feeding him his lines from behind the door. There's no sound happening here.
Well, the sound design is great.
The sound design's great.
Yeah.
So when he
Turn off
gets
the shower.
scared, when she starts screaming, that's literally him just like acting at nothing. Curry was just like, he was like, they're supposed to be screaming here so loud to the point where you get scared. And so he's like,
That's awesome.
Yeah. Cut to the party. Ian is talking to Bear about bringing her as she's talking to Reggie. This is Anthony Pavone, by the way, who was supposed to play Bear, or who wanted to play Bear, rather. They're playing Jenga, but a different version where you pull the block off and there's a dare that's written on it. Joe gets a block that forces him to switch seats with Bear so he can sit next to Nikki. Everyone instigates as she doesn't want him to swap. Reggie jokes about what kind of spell he put her on, which is great.
Damn, what kind of spell you put her on? It's like, yeah. You did.
You technically did. They all laugh, but Nikki's in a much more obscene, forced, and obnoxious laugh.
Such a good laugh, though.
Making everyone else uncomfortable, Sarah having to tell her that it's her turn. She doesn't reveal what her block says. She simply unlocks her phone and reads on her Hansel and Gretel erotica, which is written by Jeff Curry. Or Jeff Barker. I don't know why I want to call him Jeff Curry.
Interesting.
Jeff Barker, Curry's dad.
They have a good relationship with each other, which I love. I know he hopped on his podcast and stuff like that too.
Yeah, a really cool fun fact about this is that Curry doing all of this made his dad get interested in it, which is why his dad started writing. So
That's
his
cool.
dad started writing because his son was interested in it, and he was just like, "Oh, my son, I just want to." He literally is just like, "I just want to be with my son and support him." And by supporting him, he literally is just like, "Oh, I'll learn how to write and do things and stuff like that." So he's not trained to do this. They don't have a background in this at all. Like his dad is not a part of the arts. His mom even isn't a part of the arts. Like his mom is, she's not a graphic designer by nature. She's just good at it. And that's
it's the packaging of an
really,
iconic
really cool.
thing now, which is cool to see a whole family coming together. It's a family project. It's cool.
It really is.
Love to
It's
see
a family project. I didn't write it down just because it was a bit of a long thing that she reads here or recites. But initially, she has this aspect where I mentioned the AI photo earlier of "I want to wear your skin." She says this thing of like, "If you leave me, I will cut a piece of your flesh off and roll
Wear
you."
it, essentially, yeah.
And, initially, we'll put it inside her.
And it's about Hansel and Gretel, which are brother and sister. A forbidden love that should not happen, which is exactly what's correlating with her and Bear. It's like, it's a forced love that is not natural and shouldn't happen.
Mhm.
And everyone at the party is just like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, what's going on? Oh,
It's like,
but
damn,
it also
it's
goes
it's a
into
crazy
consideration
story.
of what real Nikki says as well, right? Where what real Nikki supposedly said that she saw Bear as a brother.
So it could lean into the aspect
man.
too. It's like maybe they
Yep.
should not be dating if she even had feelings for him realistically.
Yep. Everyone stops talking as she continues reading her story without looking at her phone, speaking directly to Bear. Once finished, she sits back down, admitting that it is a new book that she's working on. Since Joe and Bear switch spots, it is his turn. His block calls for him to kiss the person on his left. That's another thing to point out is that we
Nikki's
have
always on
lots of
his right.
moments where Nikki's on his right and Sarah's on his
Always.
left.
Yeah.
Really cool moments there. Nikki stands up, frowning. She's like, this is major frown.
Iconic look too.
And
She has so many great
so
moments in this
good.
movie.
Yeah. Going behind Sarah to drag her chair back so she
good.
can be on Bear's left, which is crazy. Puckering up her lips as she awaits a kiss from him, softly sighing, commenting about how nobody will ever be able to comprehend what it feels like to love someone as much as she loves him. Standing up to shout that everyone else will die without feeling the strength of connection that she's felt with Bear. Ian asks if she's okay, and she laughs that she's just kidding before admitting that she's not joking. She's like, I'm not joking, deal with it. He tries to escape
She's
to
like,
get
"Fine."
Jello shots. He tries to escape to get Jello shots. I don't know if this is a bit of a stretch because Jello shots is very much a college thing, but like
Yeah.
Ian's character in Warnings is making Jello shots.
Oh, it could be a nice little callback. But they're all going
be a
into
callback.
college, all partying it up.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
remember those days. Craziness.
In real, I don't think they're going to college. I think they mentioned that they've been out of school for like 7 years.
Oh wait,
They've
what?
been out of high school for 7 years. Yeah, so
I
like
don't
they're
remember.
they're not supposed to be in high school.
So it's
they
just
all,
her
like,
trying to get into her tattoo school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they all didn't know what they wanted to do with their lives. So like, yeah. Super
I feel
interesting,
it, I
though.
feel it.
And real Nikki comes back screaming that it isn't her before breaking a bottle and stabbing herself in the face. Oh, one thing that I wanted to mention as well, this has been mentioned inside of interviews, but Curry has mentioned that a lot of the inspiration of this movie, of course, was Monkey's Paw, but a lot of the inspiration of this movie came from Fairly Odd Parents. When the
He
episode
did say
when
that a
Trixie
lot. Yeah.
when he wished Trixie to love him, Timmy, and she's like way
Overly
obsessive,
obsessed.
and
Yeah.
and he's like, I can't do this anymore, and he unwishes it. So that's awesome. That was like the main
Fairly
aspect
Odd
of
Parents.
this.
Love it.
Fairly Odd Parents.
It's so awesome.
Fairly Odd Parents, which
Such a good episode too. I remember it.
which you probably didn't catch this, but in the script that I gave you, I have the Fairly Odd Parents line. That's because of Obsession, so it's a callback to Obsession.
Okay.
Yeah. Wish Nikki comes back apologizing to everyone as Bear just sits there while everyone else panics and yells for him to get up. The scene was so intense. So good,
Right. And he just sits there in silence, like he's an embarrassed boyfriend rather than like, this is
Exactly.
literally an emergency situation. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Took the
Like,
words
do
right out of my mouth.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. Bear takes Nikki to the hospital, arguing with the nurse at the ER as they decide not to take her. Back at the house, they're sitting at and she's like twirling around, almost like Joker, right? Like she's like twirling around, like la da da da, like
Yeah,
she's in
because
La
she
La
doesn't care
Land.
about anyone but Bear. It's like, I don't care,
Exactly.
like, I'm injured. I don't care that you want to treat me. I just want to be with Bear. Don't take me away from him.
Back at his house, they're sitting at the dining room table, and she tries to comfort him, but he can't take it. Wanting to go to the bathroom while Nikki asks if she could stand outside, he questions her actions, and she stammers to answer, upset that Sarah likes him. Losing it, once again, there we go. Like, I feel this is from real Nikki, and she's just taking aspects of it, but she's intensifying it because she knows, because she doesn't know Sarah like that. Wish Nikki. She doesn't know Sarah. Like,
Right.
if anything, this was the first time she has met Sarah as Wish Nikki, damn near.
Yeah.
So probably not, but like still, right? It's just she doesn't know her like that. So in aspects of it, I feel like this is real Nikki with that feeded information of like, I don't like the fact that Sarah likes the guy that I like. Therefore,
She's a threat.
She's a threat, exactly.
Yeah.
Losing it, he shouts that everything was normal before, trying not to mince words as he explains how this isn't okay. Wanting to know if the real Nikki likes him and if she's happy. Wish Nikki claims that she is, smirking as she calls herself his freaky Nikki. He's had enough of going to the bathroom, but not before she gets an I love you, which is hilarious. Like, can you at least tell me that you love me? Being with her is all that he ever wanted, knowing that this isn't what she's always wanted despite her protest. Wanting them to take some space for the night, which causes her to wail that she doesn't want to. He shouts that he wants her to be normal and to be Nikki. She cries that she can be anything that he wants her to be, and she can be Nikki. Their cries intertwine as his voice cracks, telling her not to say that, and that she's also not being like Nikki, and he wants her to be more like her. She shouts that she can be Nikki, which is great. She's like, I can. Like, she just like shouts it so loud, immediately apologizing, whispering that she can be like Nikki and that she loves him. He cries that this isn't real, but it is very much real for her, Wish Nikki. This is why I feel so bad for Wish Nikki, because it is real for her. No matter any which way we put it, this is a real relationship that she wants and that she's trying to fight for, that she's being honest about as well. Like, it's just this, she's doing all these things to have him see that, like, I'm trying to be everything you want me to be.
And he can't reciprocate it.
Exactly. So,
and it's driving her insane. It's like, you're killing me inside myself. It's like, I love you more than anyone else, including myself, and you can't show the same love back.
Exactly.
So it's tearing her apart. It's making her lose her mind, and it's horrifying and scary, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, she's also a very tortured soul because of this. It's like, you're doing exactly how you felt internally. It's like, you always loved Nikki, and she never, maybe like gave that love back because you never put yourself out there, to be honest. But yeah, no, it's a crazy aspect of the back and forth between who's obsessed with who, in a way.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Loving him in every reality, he returns the 3 words just for her to get up in reverse.
I always love those type of lines, and I always remember it. It's like in what was it, Everything Everywhere All at Once, where he says, like, no matter what universe, I would love doing taxes and laundry with you. Or Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, where he's like, I love you in every universe. I'm just like, these lines.
Those lines,
like,
they hit hard.
World,
but not when you're moving in reverse.
No, it's still beautiful. So I love you in every universe.
He moves back, screaming out that she's scaring him. In her normal voice, she assures him not to be scared before bolting toward him and stopping again. He suggests that she's sleeping in the bed tonight and he'll sleep out there. She simply says, okay. Clattering and grunting about not needing his attention, only to come back holding a knife, giving him an ultimatum of her either killing herself or him going to bed with her. And the way that she gives him this ultimatum is so intense. She's like, I can go to bed by myself and I'll lie there.
Whole monologue.
And she's like, I'll lie there and I'll grow cold and colder.
And my body will get cold.
Until there's nothing. Because darkness is a color. But for me, it'll be nothing. It's just like something along the lines of that.
Yeah, it was a great monologue. It was a great speech.
Monologue. It's like, or damn. You could come to bed.
You decide. Okay.
You decide. Or you could come to bed. While lying in bed with Nikki, Bear's phone loudly chimes for Sarah's text. Which, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what? And on top of that, he's already been texting her and you didn't just turn your phone on. It's like, whatever. She checks in with him, needing to tell him something at the park, willing to come over if he doesn't come to her. He whispers Nikki's name to see if she's awake. She doesn't respond, so he slowly creeps out of bed, looking back at Nikki. The real Nikki calls out to him, wanting him to kill her while she is sleeping. She just wants him to kill her, as he wonders what would be so bad about being with him. And her response is so heartbreaking. I've never been with you, Bear. She's like, I don't know what it would feel like. And that was also a reassurance of like, if you would have just manned the fuck up and just said, hey, I like you, and she would have been able to experience what it would be like to be with you.
Right.
and you wouldn't be in this predicament probably. So
And what does this piece
just
of
because
shit
you were
do?
scared to be rejected,
He fucking walks away, little fucker.
he fucking walks away while she's pleading and crying for him to kill her as he moves away to meet up with another woman.
And if
Sarah.
people still think he's not the villain for whatever fuck reason, you're crazy.
Yeah. Get help.
You're honestly
In her
crazy.
car, Sarah wants to know what's going on with Nikki, feeling as if she's taking advantage of Bear. He tries to stick up for her, so Sarah changes the subject to her letter from Luther. They joke a bit about tattooing successful daughter on Carter's head. Before opening the letter, Sarah shares that Ian and Nikki have been hooking up in a non-romantic way for the past 2 years.
The whole letter is heartbreaking as well for Sarah. The school she wanted to go to.
Yeah, thinking that he deserves something more chill, she smiles, wondering if she's referring to herself. And well, she was to his left during Jenga after all. So once again, Sarah not understanding, like Sarah's not a good friend towards Nikki. Like let's just like
Right.
she's not a good friend towards Nikki. Nikki comes crashing through the window head first, halting Sarah's final words for her to receive a brick repeatedly to the face. A lot of people have brought up like, oh, this is a milk and cereal reference because of the brick. This is his, I think he called it his banging brick or some shit like that in milk and cereal. They're not wrong. However, the brick was used before that. It was used in the chair where the entity in the chair is hitting himself repeatedly with a brick.
There you go.
It's awesome. This is just Curry's calling card at this point. I
the
really,
brick
really
is
love
the
that.
foundation of his calling card.
Exactly.
Brick by brick.
So one thing to also mention as well, they only had 3 takes for this head smashing through the window bit because they only could afford 3 fake windows. So with those 3 takes, the first window when they were carrying it to the actual set, it broke. The second one, she hit it, but she didn't hit it the correct way or something like that, so it didn't shatter properly. She hit it, but like it kind of bounced off and like only a piece fell off or something like that. So like, well, we can't use that one. So they only have 1 shot to really do this whole thing.
I love
And
that.
she nailed it in the first one, or the third one rather.
I think
But
they released the behind the scenes footage of this as well, which is kind of cool where they have like the whole car out there. I love what Megan, who plays Sarah, said as well for this scene. She's like, it was so fucking unreal to see your own fake
your
body
own
dead.
face, yeah.
When I was like, yeah, that's a great concept. It's like, as like an actor, you're like seeing yourself but dead, and that probably just like mentally like breaks your brain a little bit. Horrific scene, and then this is where they had to cut it down a little bit, few
They did.
hits less,
To get
so
the
it doesn't
R rating.
get the NC-17 rating, which is kind of
Yeah,
cool.
so they get the R rating. They had to cut it down. I think he did say how many whacks it was. He said it was close to about around 30 smashes. They cut it down to 15, so almost half, or just about half.
Which
So,
makes more sense.
yeah.
It's a little too much.
Yeah, it's just plus like I felt like if it would have been any longer, it would have been too cartoony and too funny.
Right. Like
It
we
would
got
have
the
been
point.
too much like Terrifier.
It was the perfect
at that
length.
point. Yeah. Nikki comes crashing through the window head first, halting Sarah's final words for her to receive her bakes repeatedly in the face. She apologizes for this happening, blaming him for this happening. And this is where she's like actually getting in the territory of like teasing him. Like you wanted this, you wished for this. This is
Yeah.
your fault. You caused this to happen. And it almost feels like Deadite, like Evil Dead. This was something I can't take credit for saying that. Like this is something that was brought up by Dead Meat. But like that, I feel like they're right on the money there because it does feel almost like a Deadite saying something like this, teasing them and so on and so forth. Feels very Evil Dead.
All of this is your fault. It's like it's calling you out. It's calling us like none of this would have happened if it wasn't for you. It's like it's the dagger in the side of this, like, yeah, your stomach. It's just like, damn, it's like, you're right. Like, I caused all of this.
Twisting up his words. It's crazy. Going to the passenger side, trying to console him while also teasing him for this all being his fault that he wished for. He helps her put Sarah's body in the trunk of her car. Bear sits motionless inside the music shop as Nikki is clamoring on the other room, possibly getting the gun hidden inside the safe. Now, I say possibly getting the gun because I wasn't sure here. I got confirmation that she's not getting the gun, and you cannot hear her getting the gun in the background here. She's actually taping up Sarah's body into a trombone case to hide it from Bear so she can bring it to the house. So that's what she's doing, actually. But she also grabbed the gun too while she was there. She also comes out to tell him that she's ready, wanting him to go home while she finishes up. Bear sits inside, and the way she's standing is like very like timid, shy girl. She's like with her hands behind her back, and like she's like perfect posture. She's like, she's ready, baby. And like just like it's just like, oh god, it's so chill.
Like, I got you. I'll take care of you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Bear sits inside the car, opening Sarah's acceptance letter into Luther. He bellows multiple screams and sobs before going back to the Green Man to find another One-Wish Willow. Harry, who's working the store today, wanting him to get his vibes right as Bear frantically searches for the wishing tree. Now, this is where you would like to say your theory.
Well, not my theory, but someone's theory, which I actually...
someone's theory. A theory you read. Yeah,
which I do like a lot, too, where...
I do like this theory, too.
Kind of explains like, oh yeah, and Curry Barker talked about this in different conversations as well, where the One-Wish Willow is not cursed. The wish that he made was cursed. And people can use the One-Wish Willow for different wishes and they'll come true and it won't have horrifying consequences as long as it's like, nothing really horrible that you wish for. The store clerk apparently is the same person from the beginning of the movie. And they kind of talk about
possibly
like,
Fiona.
Possibly Fiona, where he even says like, I've made my wish already and nothing bad happened. But that also correlates to, oh, you've made a wish with the One-Wish Willow before. And then someone also pointed out, it's like, oh, there's some colors that's in the background, which is shows like the transgender flag, the trans flag. And I
couldn't see that.
Could be that.
I tried finding that, but I couldn't see the
I
trans
see
colors.
it too because it's like in the jar area.
It's supposed to be in like a reflection on the jar, and I couldn't see that.
Pulling.
Like I zoomed in, and I was like, I feel like you're stretching a little bit here.
Rich, but I do like the theory.
I like the theory a lot, and I hope it's real. But the only reason why I feel like it's not real is because they don't have the same mannerisms. Now, granted, could she have wished different sets of mannerisms? Sure. But they don't have like the same mannerisms. If she would have had like the kind of the same mannerisms as Harry did, I would feel a little bit more inclined of like, oh, she wished herself to be a man.
Well, it could have been cool if like he's on the phone as well. Like he has the AirPods in and he's like on a phone call.
Yeah, exactly. Like something like that. Like he would be on the phone too.
Sick.
Like,
that
could have been a fun giveaway. But yeah. He already knows what's up, knowing that he's not happy with his wish. Bear doesn't understand why they would sell this despite all the warnings. He breaks down sobbing about his obsessive wish gone wrong. And I love how Harry's like, oh, that's not that bad. But Bear wants to reverse it. He suggests that Bear has someone either make a wish to contradict his wish or he can kill himself. Initially, the store clerk says that, like, or Harry says that, like, yeah, I can't do it because I already made my wish, hence the theory. He buys the bulk of them, trying to make a second wish for Nikki to only like him as a friend, but he's not able to snap it. He goes over to Ian's house, trying to tell him what's going on, but he's panicked, wanting to know what's going on, and that Sarah's been texting him to come over to Bear's place. Bear tries to protect his friend, wanting him to stay there, but Ian needs to know what's happening right now. So Bear runs through the true story behind Nikki's obsession. He wants Ian to make a wish. They argue about it being real or not. Bear goes over what kind of wish he needs to make, bringing up how Ian could be with Nikki afterwards. I truly think Ian was going to humor him and make the wish that he wanted. Right. But I think when he said, and then you could be with Nikki, I think that pissed him off. And he was just like, fuck you. This is dumb. And that's when he snaps it and wishes for $1 billion instead. By the way, not so fun fact, this house that they're in right now, it's gone. It was burned down during the Palisade fires. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Brutal.
When he was opening the acceptance letter for Sarah.
Also, Cooper's idea, by the way.
Which is fucking great. There's many moments in this movie where you hear bird noises. And I have it pulled up here. It's like after Bear wakes up and discovers that Sandy has died the next morning, when Bear is alone in the car reading Sarah's letter, and then other few emotional significant scenes throughout the film, you can hear a bird in the background. It's I'm not going to repeat it, but I'm going to try it. It's like the, ooh, ooh. I can't
Yeah,
do it.
it's a
I can't
morning
make the
dove.
noise. It is a morning bird, yeah, where it has to do with tragedy or something that's also nostalgic, that everyone's kind of heard this bird before. I thought that was such a great little touch of just having a
a great
small
touch.
little sound design that also correlates with the themes of the movie of mourning and grief and loss.
Well, it was actually real. The mourning doves were real. They were really there, and he just kept them in because he thought it was an owl.
Right.
He thought they were owls hooting, but it was mourning doves. And I think it just plays greatly into the theme of the movie, but none of that was planned. So, yeah, really cool. To his surprise and Bear's anger, he makes it rain rolled up bills. Bear rushes home, wanting to test his luck on Nikki, calling out to her as he finds a fucked up shrine. He doesn't notice Nikki glitching in the corner as she walks past. He pulls out the willow, noticing Sarah's naked dead body in his kitchen. For those who thought that was actually Megan Lawless naked in there, you are definitely incorrect. That was a sex doll, because it was much cheaper to get a sex doll than an actress to sit there naked. Nikki tells him that she could do anything for him while wearing Sarah's dress, and also trying to smoke a cigarette as well, and a stencil of Sarah's tattoo on her heart. She screams, not understanding why he doesn't love her, before hitting herself with the brick. Ian bangs on the door about his $1 billion come up as Nikki approaches Bear toward the couch, whimpering as she pulls the gun out of her vagina. Ian opens the door right on time as she shouts that she will kill herself right in front of Bear. Ian tries to calm her down to have her put the gun down, but she's done with him, shooting him in the head to silence him. Damn near a dead-eye line with this next one. She's like, I'll rip my eyes out of my fucking skull and shove the barrel in my pussy, Bear. And like, the thing that they do in this moment is what they're doing with the actual score is they're playing the score, then they'll pause it. They'll play it, then they'll pause it. But then they'll play it while she's saying what she's saying. And when she says Bear, they add so much emphasis to the score, almost as if it's a compliment on what she's saying. And, you know, this is done a lot in like metalcore and deathcore music, where they'll add like very like either it's another set of screams just to intensify their scream that much more, where it sounds like there's like they'll scream it like 5 times and then they'll layer all 5 on one heavy set of a scream. One band that does this in particular all the time is Silent Planet. Another band that does this is Bring Me the Horizon. Well, they'll do this all the time. Suicide Silence does this a lot too, and Thy Art Is Murder does this a lot. So like there's a lot of bands that will do this, and I don't know if that's an inspiration for him, but like that's what made me be like, oh, that's really cool. Anyway, then she throws up on him, wanting him to shout how much he loves her. She immediately softens after that, telling her everything that she wants to hear. He trembles as she repeats that they're going to be together forever. She pauses, thinking that he shook his head. He turns the tables again, wanting them to freshen up. He locks himself in the bathroom while Nikki bangs on it to let him in. She screams out, wanting to know what he's doing. He shouts that he only needs a second, and she kind of immediately comes like, okay, thank you.
So good. The switch ups.
Just so great. He pulls out the tiger's eye, practicing on the best location to shoot himself while looking at his reflection in the mirror. This is also based off of another Curry Barker short film called Contemplation that he made very, very early on. But this was initially the same thing that it's based off on here. In the background, Nikki is calling out that they should take some space. He ignores her, pulling out the oxy from his medicine cabinet. He downs them as she continues calling out that they can't take some space. Oh, one thing I didn't mention that I noticed on this rewatch is that while they're on the couch and they're like, you know, he tries to calm her down and stuff on the couch, a One Wish Willow drops off the couch. Mm-hmm. So it just rolls off the couch, one that's already open. She actually opens up a fresh box because we get the jingle, but yeah, it's just so fascinating how many one wish willows this dude fucking bought. He waits for the effect of the pills before not being able to go through it. Not to say like this is bad, but this just plays into his character of how much he just bitches out and how much of a coward he is. Trying to make himself throw up, too busy to hear that Nikki is in the room making a wish of her own. He smiles, and as the camera zooms out, getting up and going out there to be with her and get her rom-com ending. They kiss before he falls to the ground. She sobs while holding him, wanting to know what he did to himself as he foams from the mouth. Wish Nikki is about to kill herself before real Nikki teleports back. In shock, throwing the gun and tossing Bear off of her as she sobs and screams while the credits play.
Off the reflection of
Brother.
the TV, which is fucking phenomenal.
This is so
Also,
good, man.
His body lands exactly where Sandy
Where
was found
Sandy's
dead.
landed, that was
circle.
because that was supposed to be the opening of the film, where the film was supposed to open with the camera panning down to Sandy, and it was supposed to be like that spiral, how we get that 180 camera shot, and it was supposed to be the 180, so it was always supposed to be like a bookend ending, which I thought would have been really cool to end it that way. But I also really like I like that opening more than it just starting off with Sandy. So I think it's just more impactful.
It's like, you think this is going to be a love story? Straight to darkness of Sandy dying.
Straight to darkness. Yeah. But, man, Obsession.
What a movie. I'm
Fantastic
obsessed with
movie,
it.
dude.
I love it.
I am too. I'm not going to go ahead and do movie facts just because we sprinkled a lot of movie facts in there toward the whole aspect of this whole thing. And plus, it's also 2.5 hours of episode.
We gave you movie
hopefully
facts
you guys enjoy
already.
that. You already got your movie facts. We want to know what you also think about Obsession. You can let us know what you think about Obsession either in the comments below on YouTube, inside Spotify comments, or inside of our Discord. We would love to hear from you and have a conversation regarding your thoughts on this film. I would love to know your theories as well. So submit all your theories and let's have a good conversation about Obsession, because as you can see, we can talk about it for a long time. But before we jump into what the next film is going to be, we definitely have to give a very special shout out to our patrons over on patreon.com/nightlightpod. That's Night with a K. Our community manager, Allison, is going to go ahead and take over that right now.
Welcome back to Patreon shoutouts. Thank you so much to our ghouls and knights and everyone in between. We love you so much and appreciate the continued support. Here are this week's Patreon shoutouts: Gia, Avery, Kevin, our aging knight, Farah, ma toilette bestie. Don't forget, we are doing New Moon very soon, and I think by the time this comes out, we might have already watched it. Sergio, Jasmine, Kadrea, Samantha, Dim, Alondra, Johnny, one of our resident gamers and recent birthday boy, Kelly, Rain, Carrie, Chantal, and OG, and Joe, another one of our resident gamers, and also he helps me host the watch parties every Friday at 6 p.m. on our Discord. If you haven't joined, make sure you join. Also, a very, very special shout out to Ripley, a new Patreon shout out member. Bow, bow, bow. We love you so much, Ripley. Your beautiful face always makes us smile. Thank you so much for your love and support. Can't wait to give you a shout out every week.
Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. It honestly, truly does mean a lot to us. So thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. We love you so much. So thank you guys so much, truly. But the next film that we're going to be covering is a film that was brought to us by our Ghoulish Night Selects. If you would like to also be a part of the Ghoulish Night Selects, you can head over to patreon.com/nightlightpod and join for just $1 to go ahead and participate in the polls as well for which movie we are going to cover to end off our month. And the film that was selected is none other than Super Dark Times, a movie I've only watched once and I'm very excited to revisit. So looking forward to that.
Never seen it. Can't wait.
Yes. I'm looking so forward to that. But this was Nightlight, a horror movie podcast. I was one of your hosts, Prince, also known as Head Knight. Alongside me, we had Freddie.
Barely holding on because I'm dehydrated now.
Oh, nice. Get some water. Also known as
I'm a little
99. With your help, we can reach more Ghoulish Nights with your recommendation for the show. If your podcast app allows you to rate our show, consider us giving us a 5-star rating, as it honestly does help us out a ton. For extra horror-related content, head over to patreon.com/nightlightpod. That's night with a what?
Okay. Love you so much. Boop.
You know what's actually really funny is that there was a strange ringing noise as you were getting closer to your microphone. And it was so eerie.
Yes.
May, if it didn't mess up the audio, please keep that in. And remember, everybody, don't forget your nightlight.